bared my soul for all of Big Booty Land, but there is still something I've wanted to get off my chest. When the time comes, the sun will rise. But the question is, will you?
So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost.
'Cause day and night, the lonely stoner seems to free his mind at night. He's all alone through the day and night. The lonely loner seems to free his mind at night. At night.
So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. It's your chance to go dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
Let's have some fun, this beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Let's have some fun, this beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Let's play a love game, play a love game. Do you want love or you want fame? Are you in the game? Know the love game.
I get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down.
Let's have some fun, this beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Don't think too much, just bust that kick. I wanna take a ride on your disco
I
stick.
get knocked out, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked out, but I get up again.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
I wanna get numb and forget where I'm from. 'Cause looking in your eyes, like looking at the sun. I feel like you're the moon, I feel like I'm the one. I wanna get numb, I wanna get numb.
I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Far away, far away. Ricochet, you take your aim. Far away,
I don't wanna know if you're playing me, keep it on the low. 'Cause my heart can't take it anymore. And if you're creeping, please don't let it show. Oh baby, I don't wanna know.
you shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am
Damn right, he been sober. I'm a smoker. I don't want drink, I take off my liver. Who came to sober? But I'm a when we roll up, just be honest. Damn right, he been sober.
I need something you prove, something stronger than I'm used to. Yeah, I've been pulling 92 on and feel like nothing's gonna cut it. That's the hard truth. When I told her, I said, yeah, yeah. Should've got done, said come and get me. Yeah, yeah. I got so caught up, got you told me. Yeah, yeah. Hurry my girl, best of all me. Yeah, yeah. Next thing I knew, yeah, I need something you prove. Oh, I need
see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, it's like worth living, should I blast myself? I'm tired of being poor and even worse, I'm black. My stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a birth to snatch. God's give a damn about a Negro. Pull a trigger, kill a nigga, he's a hero. Get it back to the kids, to the hell kids. One less ugly mouth on the welfare.
I'm damned if I do give a damn what people say. No deal, nothing I need, this shit they want from me. I just wanna say, not loving
What you know about us, I got what you need. Looking for the story, get what you want. You get what you please. We about to get it on. Take off the drugs. It's just you and me. You know what I be doing. I'm about to go wrong. Cause I like what I see.
California knows how to party. California knows how to party. In the city of LA. In the city of the old lights. In the city of Compton. We keep it rockin'. We keep it rockin'.
I feel bonita.
Push me and then just touch me till I can get my satisfaction.
Push me and then just touch me till I can get my satisfaction.
But baby, you hardly even know when I try to show you. Song is meant to keep you doing what you're supposed to. Waking up too early, maybe we could sleep. Make you banana pancakes, pretend like it's the weekend now.
That girl is a real crowd, please. Small world, all her friends know of me. Young bull living like an old keys. Quick release the cash, watch it fall slowly.
Waking up too early, maybe we could sleep. Make you banana pancakes, pretend like it's the weekend now.
Smoke in the air, binge drink.
Look. Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish, and motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre. Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish, and motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre. So what do you say to somebody you hate? What? Or anyone trying to bring trouble your way? Wanna resolve things on the blood of your way? Just study your tape of NWA. One day I was walking by with a Walkman on when I caught a guy, gave me an awkward eye. Strangled him off in the parking lot with his cork and eye.
You stay on my mind, think about you all the time. Got to get to know you well. If you kiss, then I will tell. You stay on my mind, think about you all the time. Got to get to know you well. If you kiss, then I will tell.
I took the walk to Poland. I took the walk to Poland.
College educated, she graduated. Any bill she can't front, her parents paid it. The show was far, you the only one with a car, your girlfriends. But being that she's a big fan, of course she made it. Most girls wanna hide the fact of the thrill they chasing, but you just wanna get drunk tonight and fuck someone famous. So I just name a time and a place, and your game for it. Value player, hotel room, meet you there.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. So darling, darling, baby girl, you know what I want. Let me do it to you, do it to you. Let me do you like baby girl, you know what I want. Let me do it to you, do it to you. Let me do you like so darling.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Do you still want me? Can I be honest? I still want your hands up on my body. You still make my heart beat fast. Ferrari with me in the wave, but in the morning. Do you still want me? So baby, if you want me, you've got to show me love. Words are so easy to say. You've got to show me love. Can I be honest? I still want your hands up on my body. You still make my heart beat fast. Ferrari with me in the wave, but in the morning. I need you to hold on. Maybe we place so far away. Although I should be the one to say we all make mistakes. Take me and hold on. Tell me that's
I can buy myself flowers, write my name in sand, talk to myself for hours, say things you don't understand.
When I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. And then it goes back, and then it goes back, and then it goes back. Oh,
I can take myself dancing, and I can hold my head. Yeah, I can love me better than you can.
Y'all already know who I am. My name's Topher.
Cause I'm a monster.
I know you're tired of loving with nobody to love. Nobody. Just grab somebody. Don't live in this party with nobody to love. Nobody.
And I saw my reflection in a snow-covered hill where the landslide brought down. Well, I've been afraid of changing 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes older, children get older, and I'm getting older too.
And somebody said to me, nigga, why you babysitting? Only 2 or 3 shots. I'ma show you how to turn it up a notch. First you get a swimming pool full of liquor, then you dive in it. Pool full of liquor, then you dive in it. I wave a few bottles, then I watch them all fly. All the girls wanna play, baby, watch. I got a swimming pool full of liquor and they dive in it. Pool full of liquor, I'ma dive in it. I love Vermont, but it's the season of the sticks. And I saw your mom, she forgot that I existed. And it's half my fault, but I just like to play the victim. I'll drink alcohol till my friends come home for Christmas. Party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. Yeah. And we gon' make you lose your mind. Everybody just have a good time.
And I'll dream each night of some version of you that I might not have, but I didn't lose.
And we gon' make you lose your mind. Yeah. We just wanna see you.
Shake that.
If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget?
Shake that. Can you keep up, baby boy? If you lose my breath, bring me noise. If you lose my breath, hit me hard. If you lose my, can you keep up, baby boy? If you lose my breath, bring me noise. If you lose my breath.
I've got another confession to make. I'm your fool. Everyone's got their chains to break, holding you. Were you born to resist? Don't be abused. Is someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you?
Keep up, baby boy. If you lose my.
Can we find love again? Is this time? Yeah. Tell me how many more tears will dry till you hit me with can we talk and try love again?
I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, to shine like this. In a matter of time I spent on some locked up shit in the back of the paddy wagon, cuffs locked on wrist. See my dreams unfold, nightmares come true. It was time to marry the game, and I said, yeah, I do. If you want it, you gotta see it with a clear eye view. Got shorty, she try and bless me like I said I
When I
do.
met you in the summer, to my heartbeat sound, we fell in love, cause the leaves turn brown. And we could be together, baby, as long as skies are blue. You act so innocent now, but you lied so soon. When I met you in the summer, when I met you in the summer,
And it became personal with me.
You ready? Hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. When I bought the ass tomorrow, y'all thought it was rented. Flexing on these niggas, I'm like Papa on the spinach. Double M, yeah, that's my team. Rose, the captain, I'm lieutenant. I'm the type can of mean cat, then grind like I'm broke. That Lambo, my new bitch, she'll ride like my ghost. I'm riding around my city with my hands strapped on my toes. Cause these niggas want me dead, and I gotta make the bag home.
I got way too much time to be this hurt. Somebody help, it's getting worse. What do you do with a broken heart? Once a love phase, everything is dark.
She wants to touch me, whoa. She wants to love me, whoa. She'll never leave me, whoa. Don't trust her, never trust her. Won't trust her, won't trust me.
Shush, girl. Shut your lips. Do the Helen Keller and talk with your hips. I said, shush, girl. Shut your lips. Do the Helen Keller and talk with your hips. I said.
You believe me if I said I'm in love, baby? What you want me? Would you believe me if I said I'm in love, baby? What you?
No, 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 don't funk with my heart. I wonder if I take you home, would you still be in love, baby? In love, baby. I wonder if I take you home, would you still be in love, baby? In love, baby. How deep is your love? Is it like the ocean? What devotion are you? How deep is your love? Is it like Nirvana? Hit me harder again. How deep is your love? No, 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 don't funk with my heart. No, 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 don't funk with my heart. How deep is your love? No, 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 don't funk with my heart. How deep is your love? No, 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 don't funk with my heart.
I never fuck Nikki cause she got a man, but when that's over then I'm first in line. And the other day in her Maybach, I thought goddamn this is the perfect time. We had just come from that video, you know LA traffic had the city slow. She was sitting down on that big butt, but I was still staring at the titties though. Yeah, low key and maybe high key, I been peaked that you like me, you know. Who the fuck you really wanna be with besides me? I mean,
Nothing that if I tell everyone how I made this money, that it's going to affect me in any sort of way. AMD, if we get a quick little pop above $12, I'm thinking about maybe a quick little short over on AMD. Finger on the trigger to lock in profits when it starts moving back on up. Here we go. Nice job. Let's take it. $979 in profit. Look at this spike, baby. Taking some gains right off the top right here. 124,000. You just got to know what you're doing. 200. Every single person can be successful. Dollars in profit. There's no reason for you not to become a full-time day trader. Now we're currently up $2,100. Let's just keep it going even more. I want every single person. Now we're up $2,500. Now we're going up to $117.40. It's not like it's a competition. It's if I tell you how I was able to do this, go out, make that money, make a killer, and let's all absolutely crush it together. Let's go, baby! Let's see this thing keep unfolding even farther here. We're up $1,100 within the first 5 minutes of the day. I'm feeling absolutely fantastic.
I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, it's like work, never should I blast myself.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Getting ready to get after it. What I believe is going to be the hottest day of the week. Yes, guys, I believe today is going to be by far the best day of the week. I think today is going to be an absolutely huge day of trading. I think today the market can move $5 plus. I want to break down why I believe this, but the number one thing I need out of you guys is I need you guys getting ready to trade. I need you guys to get all set, ready to go. Be willing to pull the trigger. Be having confidence at an all-time high. Be ready to get in on it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Thursday morning. Let's get ready to go here. I already, again, chugged one of these things this morning. I don't even know what you guys are have this. Oh, you can't even see it. Look at this, guys. It's called Ghost. Is it odd that it won't even show up on the webcam? It's transparent. Kind of crazy. Guys, some weird things are happening today. So you know what? I think we should get a little transparent ourselves. Let's dive right on in. Let's all get naked. Maybe we're getting a little carried away. But guys, we got a big day ahead. lot of money being made, a lot of opportunity out here. Let's get ready to crush it. Smash that thumbs up right now if you guys are watching over on YouTube, and let's have some fun. All right, traders, got a lot to talk about here. Got a lot to go over. Got to make sure that we're all set, ready to dive on in. And today's going to be a big day, right? Today is going to be an absolutely huge day ahead. Let's break this on down because there is a whole lot to talk about. We're really just going to go through the market briefing. We're going to go through the SPY key points. We're going to go through all the news. We're going to make sure if you missed yesterday somehow that you guys are on point and know exactly what to be looking at today. So what we have is we are going to start on off with the morning squawk. And it says 13 and 22. The Dow streak is now up to 13 positive sessions in a row. Something Wall Street hasn't seen since 1987. If it hits 14 on Thursday, it'll tie a record that dates back to 1897, which wasn't long after the index's creation. The Dow rolled to its latest win after the Federal Reserve raised its benchmark rate by a quarter point to its highest point in 22 years. While the Fed chairman Jerome Powell noted that inflation has been moderated, he said that there's still a ways to go before it's tamed. But as CNBC Jeff Cox reported, Powell did leave open the possibility that the Feds hold steady at its September policy meeting. So traders, I'm going to draw a little picture right here to make just our lives as easy as possible. Yesterday, everyone was watching the stock market and everyone is saying to themselves, okay, hey, here's Jerome Powell right here. And if Jerome Powell comes on out and he states that we have more rate hikes ahead, the stock market would crash. But if he says, hey, there are no more rate hikes ahead, the stock market would spike. But what did Jerome Powell state yesterday? People asked him, they said, are there going to be more rate hikes? Are there going to be more rate hikes? Is the market going to crash? And he said, hey, we are going to take it meeting by meeting. I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say yes. We'll take it meeting by meeting. Someone else raised their hand and they said, hey, are we going to pause interest rates? Are we going to start cutting interest rates? And he said, we are going to take it meeting by meeting. So we didn't have any good news yesterday at all. There was no good news. Did we say that we are going to be pausing rates? Did we say that we're going to be cutting rates? No, there's no good news yesterday, but there also wasn't any bad news. There was no bad news whatsoever. Did he say that we're going to raise rates? No, we really are just we got to take it by meeting after meeting. And the market right now is seeing this as more of a positive thing. So you can see while Fed Chairman Jerome Powell noted that inflation has been moderated, he said that there's still a ways to go. But we also have, Powell did leave open the possibility that the Feds hold steady. So it's like no one knows here, team. And if we don't have any good news and if we don't have any bad news, the market is just still going to keep doing what it's been doing. And what has it been doing is going up. There's no change of direction after yesterday's news. Yesterday's what everyone was watching. Yesterday's what everyone is focusing on. And there wasn't any sort of change whatsoever. So, hey, guess what? The market is still going on up and the market's going even higher. So let's take a look at what we have out of the CNBC market briefing here. It says futures linked to the S&P 500 were up 0.48% higher, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average futures added 60 points or 0.2%. Futures connected to the NASDAQ 100 climbed 1.2%. Meta Platform shares popped 8% on better than expected results and strong guidance. The company numbers were boosted by a rebound in ad revenue. Meanwhile, Chipotle Mexican Grill dropped about 9% as sales fell short of estimates. McDonald's, Intel, Ford, Motor, T-Mobile, and Royal Caribbean are among the companies to be coming on up here next. Of the companies that have reported thus far, 81% have beaten analyst expectations, according to FactSet. Thursday moves comes after Dow roses for a 13th straight session to notch its largest winning streak since 1987. However, the S&P 500 and NASDAQ dipped slightly after the Federal Reserve raised rates since highest rates since 2001. So yesterday we did raise rates, but we kind of already knew that was coming, so it didn't really make any sort of dramatic move in the market whatsoever. So let's actually talk about my game plan over on the SPY at this time. Okay, so what we have is today is the day. I am expecting that today is going to be the hottest day of the week. I cannot tell you if that means we're going to spike all the way up to 465 or if we're going to drop all the way back on down at 451. But I am expecting a $5 plus move in the stock market, and I do think things can get very exciting from there. So why do I think that? Why do I think the market's going to get very hot today? Well, all the big earnings are done. We could see Snapchat's done. Chipotle is done. Google is done. Visa is done. General Motors is done. AT&T is done, with over 80% of them reporting positive. The Fed's meeting is also over. We did not hear good news yesterday, but we didn't hear bad news either. So basically, the stock market has no fear, and still, as Powell stated, he will take it one meeting at a time. Not only that, but we are seeing some hot penny stock plays as well. So today, I think, is really heating on up into something special. So I do think today is going to be a fun day. I do think there's going to be a lot of action, and I do think we could see a lot of big time ripping and running. So let's talk about today, guys. Let's break it on down. Let's make sure every single trader is on top of their game here and figuring out where we're at. So if we take a look over on the SPY, this is a 5-minute time frame. Yesterday, the SPY didn't do anything until what? Until we had our meeting. And what did I tell you guys about the meeting? I told you guys straight up yesterday, if we go on a big time spike, watch for a big drop back on down. And if we go on a big drop on down, watch for a pop right back on up. We're going to be sitting exactly where we've been because there hasn't been any change in news. So we went on a spike when Jerome Powell spoke, but he said, hey, we're taking it meeting by meeting. Oh, is this good news? No. Is it bad news? No. Okay, so then we just came crashing all the way back on down. It was good news? Nope. Bad news? Nope. We just went back to exactly where we started. So, Dek, why is the S&P 500 having such a big gap up this morning then? Well, the main reason on why it's having such a big gap up this morning is because Facebook came out with great earnings. You guys could see Meta. Facebook came out with great earnings last night, and this is pulling the entire market up. So Meta, one of the best earnings plays out there, has now gone from 298 all the way up towards almost 330. Meta is known to go on massive gap ups and massive gap downs when it has its earnings reports. You guys can see all these gap ups and gap downs in the past. You guys can see 212 all the way up to 240. You guys can see 150 all the way up to 190. You guys could see 130 big time drop down to $98. You guys could see 330 all the way down to 230, right? $100 drop overnight. So Meta is known to kind of go on huge gap ups or gap downs from earnings reports, and that's what's leading towards the market having a big gap up this morning. So when I'm taking a look over on the SPY today and I'm seeing that the SPY is at highs, team, it's like, Dek, do you think the market's going up today? As of now, I kind of have to lean towards the pure fact that yes, I do think it's going on up, at least at the start. But it's like, traders, let's just think about this for a second. What is the number that you are saying it can't go any higher? Like, do you guys have a number in your mind that it's like, hey, it can't go any higher? Because so far, it's just been going straight up. We are almost back up to record highs on the SPY. When the SPY, let's just try to think of something right here. The SPY, the S&P 500, the highest we have ever been is this point right here at 480. We have basically gone straight up, and we're at 7.5% interest rates, right? I mean, like, we've had 11 interest rates. I'm talking about taking like a loan out or a home mortgage. It's like at like 7%. Interest rates are all the way up towards 5.25 to 5.5%. It's like, and the market is spiking like if interest rates are on zero still. I personally, as I'm going to say, I'm going to be open and honest, transparent. I'm shocked that we have not had any sort of nice $10, $15, $20 pullback yet. It has to come at some point. But you know what? The market is still looking bullish. I know, again, guys, I was calling and saying, hey, I think July is going to be one of the reddest months because of how high we've been going without some sort of pullback. And right now, team, I still have to say the same thing, as in, I think a pullback would have to come sometime in the future. But as of now, it's, hey, we don't care about the rules. We don't care about the rule book. There's only one direction we know in the stock market, baby, and that is up. Hey, we do know that interest rates are the highest they've been in 21 years. Don't care. We're going up. We do know that, we do have a big CPI data or more inflation data report coming on. Doesn't matter. We're going up. You do realize we raised interest rates 11% or 11 times over the last year now. Doesn't matter. The only way we know is up. Right? So that's all that's happened over on the stock market. We just keep going up, 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 up. And if anyone's saying, oh, Dek, well, how big was your loss in July? July, guys, I haven't jumped in on my short yet. I haven't jumped in on my put contract yet. And the whole reason why is just because we keep going up every day. There hasn't been an opportunity to turn and say, okay, hey, you know what? It's starting to look weak. It's starting to look like it's fading. It's starting to drop. Every single day it just keeps going up higher and higher and higher. So I just haven't even jumped it on a put contract. So no harm, no foul, no big deal. But the thing is, you know, we are just still going up, 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 up at this time over on the SPY, almost back at record highs here. So we will see what we get. We will see how much higher this is going to be able to push itself on up and look for that next possible move. But yes, guys, you better believe that I am focused over on the SPY. Obviously, again, I've been trading AMD a ton, and I will be watching to see if AMD is going to be able to move itself on up here even more. Going back over to that daily chart, I do think AMD could possibly spike all the way up towards like 115 today. So I am leaning to see if AMD could start on off with a nice morning spike. But let's talk about some other plays, guys, especially penny stocks that are very hot and very good right now. Okay, so first thing, let's just kind of clear this off the board. You guys can see ZXZZT. This is not any stock whatsoever. You can actually see this is just a test stock. So this is not anything that you can invest in, any trade in. You might say, oh, Deck, it's up 309%. No, not really. Cross it on off. It's a test stock. It's like basically like a test, a little dummy stock that the NASDAQ uses just to be able to test things on out. So take that off your list. You don't even need that. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at MNK here. MNK, what's going on with this play? What's happening with MNK? Why is this stock being able to get some sort of momentum? So if you guys were not here yesterday, MNK actually went on a very big spike. MNK spiked up 186% yesterday. It's now up 68%. It was the number one top gainer in the stock market yesterday. And now it's up 68% this morning. What the heck is going on with this play? So when you take a look over on MNK, we also have a low float. Remember, the float we always want to be looking for, anything under 5 million float is extremely low. Anything under 10 million float is pretty solid. Anything above 20 million float is when things kind of are just like, I don't know, right? Especially penny stock world. But we always like to look 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 million in float. Those are the ones that can go on massive spikes. So MNK right here, this play already up 186% and then a 67% gain. If you have been a trader in the stock market, I'm going to say more than a year, you're going to understand this press release. If you guys have not been a stock trader for about a year, you guys are going to say, I'm a little confused on what's going on here. So what we have right here over on MNK is looking to have potential bankruptcy. So the stock is, or the company is potentially going bankrupt. So that's why it's going on a spike. So I know, again, for all traders that are saying to themselves, Deck, this doesn't make any sense. The stock's going bankrupt and it's going on a spike right now. Why would that happen? But if you guys have been here for a while, you guys know it's one of those very weird, odd things that when bankruptcy press releases happen, stocks go on massive rips and stocks go on massive runs. We see it happen multiple and many times before. We've seen it happen on Revlon. We've seen it happen on Hertz. There's another one we've seen it happen on where stocks basically triple, quadruple, go on quintuple rips, spikes, and big time climbs. A lot of times when you file for Chapter 8 bankruptcy, you are basically telling all your investors, you're telling the entire world, we don't have enough money to pay off our debt. We don't have enough money to pay off our debt. We have to file for bankruptcy, which is going to get rid of our debt. And that's what people like about it. Investors say, hey, you know what? We don't care that you're going bankrupt. At least you're getting rid of the debt, and people go on very big spikes. So MNK right here, this play is going on a spike after having potential bankruptcy. We did see one probably like a month ago. What was the play like a month ago that had the potential bankruptcy and went on a nice 2-3 day rally? So we've been able to see that play, and MNK, following in its footsteps. A great example would be Hertz, Hertz rental car. And what we have right here, this happened before, and this was all the way back in 2020. Hertz came on out, said we're going bankrupt, and they actually went from 40 cents and spiked all the way up to $6. Pretty crazy, be thinking about. Yeah, didn't Bed Bath & Beyond also try to do that? Was that one, Bed Bath & Beyond? BBBY? Isn't that what we were looking at? So, not loading up right here. But that is definitely something that we want to keep our eyes peeled on and continue to watch and continue to see where this one is going to be heading towards. All right? So traders, we do want to keep our eyes on MNK today. MNK could easily rip and run, and as long as it holds above that 50-day moving average, that is going to be very important. We also have some other plays here, team. LPCN. If this one can get up above the 200-day moving average, it's definitely something we want to look at. Same exact thing with CTCX, a newer IPO, if this could get above that 640-ish mark. So, traders, we have this brand new news scanner right here, and it's actually doing an incredible job finding all of the best news for us. So obviously we have all the news, based off time and everything along those lines as the news comes on out. But, the cool thing is we can just change this on out, see which stocks are having the biggest gap ups from news. And then from there, guys, we can also see the key star words on why these stocks are having these gap ups. So we could see like LPCN. LPCN is actually the best press release today. As a 4-star word right here, 4-star press release, giving me exclamation point saying, hey, it has phase 2 study that is meeting its primary endpoints. So we have met primary endpoints, and LPCN stock is 5 million in float here. That is a stock we definitely want to be watching. I mean, that is a great press release, something that has led to some very big rips and runs. Same exact thing when I take a look over on CTCX. I can see there's 3 stars here. So I go ahead and click CTCX, and I can see that there is an agreement on a merger deal coming on up. So that is something that we want to keep our eyes peeled on. FEMY, we do have filings that came out with an 8K filing here, but it is nice to just know right away what are some of the best press releases, which are, the hottest stocks based off these hot keywords right here. So we do have, our hot keywords that are, positive, endpoints, primary, phase 3, positive top line, demonstrates, treatments, drug partnership, receives, all these good keywords. And we can also add our own keywords that we want to put emojis in front of them. So like whenever I have the word phase, I always put the exclamation point in front of it just so I kind of know right away, it's something. I just added the alien as an example, for new, so you guys can kind of see it kind of pops up in the color that you would like it. So it does make our lives extremely easy. And if you guys ever wanted to, you guys can just filter it out by just the best rating of the press releases and see, what these plays are doing. So you can see like, right here, 65% gap down, 4-star word. It is, missed, did not meet its primary endpoints right here. So you could see, some of these big, keywords talking about primary endpoints, reaching endpoints. And we just get that right away. 4-star, 3-star, 2-star words, and just makes our life extremely easy on which are the best press releases. So there are a lot more updates coming to this, guys. Don't you worry. And I'll be able to send this out to some of you guys to be able to test very, very soon. But this is just like the beta version. But we are going to be messing with this a lot, testing it, checking on out, and hopefully, again, the company, add some new features and some different things coming on up. But so far, it's working absolutely awesome, and I really, really, really do enjoy that. So let's get ready for an absolutely great day ahead. Best penny stock that you guys would want to be focusing on is going to be MNK and LPCN. And as in for the stock market, I am expecting a spike kind of right off the rip here. What I am leaning towards right off the rip is I am watching an AMD possible trade. So I am watching for an AMD spike because I do think the SPY could possibly spike right off the rip. So the SPY, let's add the VWAP. Let's go over to indicators. Let's go to VWAP right here. You can see maybe small little gap down. AMD, where's AMD getting a little bit of a pop here? I'm not in on anything at this moment. Just a little heads on up. Just want to show you guys my position box. My position box zeroed out, like no trades whatsoever at this time. But I actually am thinking about getting in on AMD right off the rip here for a possible spike to see if this one can spike on up towards those pre-market highs. A great way for us to trade right off the bat would be a spike right up to pre-market highs of 112.20. Take profits right away. If it breaks through 112.20, we can go ahead and keep on holding. So that is something I definitely want to be watching, and something I definitely want to be aware of. Market opens up here, team, in about 30 seconds. I'm going to be looking for, I think, an entry at around 111.60, spike on up towards around that 112.20-ish mark. Remember, do the closest expiration date if you guys are interested in doing options. Closest expiration date, slightly out of the money is what you guys want to be looking at. Closest expiration date, slightly out of the money. I am taking a little bit of a risk buying kind of right at the start of the day here, but at the same time, I do think there is a lot of opportunity for us to be able to make some great cash and be able to make some great money. So make sure that you guys are all set. Looking for a pullback over on AMD back down to 111.60s and then going to look to get filled. All right, guys, I'm going to enter a little bit right now over on AMD. AMD, I am going to look to get filled in the 111.60s, 111.50s. I'm entering some shares at this moment for a spike up towards 112.20 is the ultimate goal. So I am, again, getting in on my position that I want to at this moment. AMD getting a little bit of a drop. I'm not going to allow this one to take any sort of large loss, though. I am in. I'm happy with my entry over on AMD. If AMD dumps, I'm 100% getting out of this play. It's already getting a little bit weaker. I am watching the SPY, though, really quickly. See if the SPY can hold that VWAP area. Right now, Deck, what's your entry? 111.56. So I already told you this is a little bit of a risky trade. Just a little heads on up. Always buying at the start of the day. But I do think it could get right back above the VWAP. The VWAP is 111.40. Deck, what's your stop loss? If it goes underneath 111, I'm just going to get out and I'll start fresh. Underneath 111, I don't feel comfortable. Not going to hold it. Not going to just hope for the best. So underneath 111, stop loss is going to get hit and I'm going to be 100% out of this play. Deck, what do you need out of this play? I need it to get back above 111.30. Guys, it's already starting to get a little bit weaker. I'm not willing to take any sort of massive loss. I need this to get back above 111.30 or I'm just going to get out and take a little bit of a loss. Yep, guys. Oops, sorry about that. Getting out of this play right now. Getting out of my play. Not breaking even, excuse me. Taking a loss, $844 loss. Unfortunately, wrong side of momentum. Always, again, risky buying at the start of the day. Always risky buying at the start of the day. Going to have a stop loss, though, and move on from this play. So, want to kind of start... Right now, starting on off, slightly in the red, but that's exactly how I want to start. You know, down $844. Is this guy serious? Is that really how he wants to start? No, not at all, guys. Are you kidding me? I don't want to start down $844. I'm just trying to stay positive, okay? So why don't you just let me do my thing for a few moments here? Let me just try to figure out what the heck I'm doing around here, and let me, again, get ready to rock and roll. So, now I can get after it. Okay, but no, it's never fun to start off in the red. But you know what? That was a little bit of a risky trade. Wanted to get after it. I'm just really excited about this day. $800 will make that back. So let's see what we have. Excited to see where this momentum is going to be taking us. See where this action is going to be at. Big, big day ahead. All I can say. Big, big day ahead. SPY still watching. We got AMD still looking at. I know today, guys, I know today is going to be one of the hottest, most active days out there. I really do. Like, today is going to be very, very big to me. AMD, 111.20 is the VWAP. And I do think AMD could easily spike at least back up towards 112.80. 112.80 is the 13 EMA. I really still do like AMD a good chunk of change, especially with the SPY moving on up. SPY moving back on up. Guys, I might re-jump in on AMD here pretty soon. Obviously it's a little risky. If it goes back underneath 111, I know it's like not fun. It's like, Deck, we jumped in twice and end up taking a loss. But with the SPY getting a little bit of a pop on up, I do think AMD is going to try to get above that 111.20 mark and hold at 111.20. I'm not in yet. I am not in yet, but I am just staying ready to go here. I know today's going to be a huge day and I just don't want to miss out. I know today's going to be an absolutely huge day. I don't want to miss out. So far in the month of July, we are $14,000 on the month. After taking this loss of $844, we're up about $13,000 on the month. So we're up about 13 grand on the month, but my goal is to be able to get 20,000. Last month was 32,000. I want to be able to at least break 20,000 here. I need a big day today, team. I need a big day today. So let's make sure that we're all set, ready to rock and roll. No entries for myself just yet. Tesla, a little bit of a pop over on Tesla here. And again, shout out to everyone who bought some Meta calls yesterday. I know a lot of people were looking at those Meta calls. If you guys got in on Meta and was able to hold this thing overnight, congratulations, guys. If you guys held Meta overnight, I mean, absolutely ridiculous. Congratulations to everyone who absolutely crushed it. Right now, still watching. Meta getting a little bit of a drop on down. SPY getting some nice movement. SPY, nice little movement on up. Nice little pop on up here over on the SPY. I like seeing that. Tomorrow is when we have a little bit more, hotter news. Tomorrow is we have a little bit more action. Tomorrow we actually have a little bit, we have a new inflation data report. So that's going to be very big and very exciting. AMD still dropping. Don't want to go against the grain. Don't want to go against the grain over on AMD right now. Right now, I'm just still waiting. Let's find that perfect trade. We got MNK right here starting to get a little bit weaker. MNK, this was, the top watch penny stock play. That one's getting a little bit weaker. LPCN, kind of a sleeper pick, did have positive endpoints. So again, reached its endpoints. That's something that a lot of traders always love to look at. Definitely want to be ready to rock and roll on that. SPY came on up towards 459.44 so far. That's, how much higher can this thing go up to? Will it be able to break into the 460s? I definitely think it might be able to. AMD working its way back on up. I like trading AMD a lot. I've been able to make a lot of money off AMD before in the past. So still waiting for these big plays. Still waiting for some movement. Let's get this action here, traders. So far, 0 for 1 on the day. 0 for 1 so far on the day. But we're going to get after it here. The SPY starts going underneath the VWAP. We could see AMD start turning. AMD right now is still looking a little bit weaker. Back underneath the VWAP could lead towards another little crack. So, might have to switch on over towards the short side over on AMD. I'm just, right now, not forcing. Right now, not waiting. Right now, just sitting back, waiting for our position. So many people feel like they need to pull the trigger within the first 10 seconds or the 10 minutes of the day. If you're not 100% confident, you don't have to. I pulled the trigger looking for a spike right off the rip. We didn't get it. So you know what I'm saying? I'm saying, hey, you know what? Didn't get the spike. I'm going to have a stop loss and be willing to get out. That's just all I'm doing. I'm willing to get out of a play if it's not going to be the perfect play for me. Deck, are you going to get in on AMD once again? If AMD, the whole purpose of this was to see if this one could spike up near those pre-market highs. Anything above 112, I do think is going to be a nice shorting opportunity. So if I could get, some shorts on this play above the price of 112, I'm going to take them. Just because I do see an upper shadow at 112.20. I do see an upper shadow right here at 112.20. Here's again some old highs. Here's the spiking high from yesterday up towards around 112.30. So if we could get all the way up towards, again, 112.10, 112.15, 112.30, I will definitely look for some possible shorts. So, guys, AMD actually spiking its way on up right now. AMD, guys, may get some entries on the short side here pretty soon for a possible reversal. I want to see if this can break through that 112.10 mark and start getting a little bit more hype. Guys, I'm going to start looking for AMD shorts here. AMD shorts, I'm going to start getting filled. AMD shorts, I'm going to get filled on this play. Looking for this one to pop and then start reversing right back on down. I'm in right now at 112.15. In right now at 112.15. I might add a little bit more if it spikes on up towards how high. Probably 112.40 is going to be my max. But I am adding right now for a pop and a reversal at the top. That's what I'm looking for. So I am looking for a pop. I'm in right now, just a little heads on up, but I'm going to see if I can get filled at 112.30 as my absolute high. But I am in right now, guys, little heads on up. I want to add a little bit more if I can, but that was, my little pop right here, looking for this thing to turn and reverse back on down. So, Deck, why did you just get filled as we just popped on up towards that 112.15-ish mark? It was simply enough. Red line, top resistance, red line, top resistance, red line, top resistance, and the ultimate high would have been right here at 112.30. It did hit 112.32, but it was only there for a few seconds. So the thing is, being there for only a few seconds, I just couldn't get filled. So I'm just being honest with you. I just can't get filled when we're only there for a couple seconds. So right now we are putting ourselves back to where we are. We're trying to get ourselves, back up about $800 today, get ourselves back to even, and then, be able to start fresh on the day. That's the ultimate goal. Is it nice to be able to nail this reversal so far? Absolutely. The reversal is absolutely where we thought it would be, right up towards that 112.20 mark. Putting ourselves slightly in the green, looking to see if we can crack back on down towards 112.50s. And once we can get up near $700, $800 in profit, let's, just start fresh. Take our gains, start fresh, walk away some good winners right here, and basically be able to eliminate this losses, eliminate our loss and then put ourselves into the green. That's the ultimate goal here. So, Deck, where would you probably take profits? Probably going to take profits in the 111.60s. Probably 111.60s, guys. I'm going to start taking profits here, guys. Just a little heads on up. 111.60s. Taking gains, taking gains, taking gains. All right, guys, I'm out. Taking gains. I'm only down $238 now. So taking gains only down $238. Guess what? We're going to be making back this loss, put ourselves in the green. So sometimes all it takes is one good trade, make back your loss, put yourself in the green. This is why you can't have an ego in stock trading. Hey, guys, guess what? I again took a loss on my first trade. If I kept holding and hoping, guess what? I actually would have finished all the way back up in the green. But that's not the way to trade. So many people develop bad habits by this concept. All right, Deck, I'm jumping in on AMD at 111.50. Oh, man, it's crashing on me. It's crashing on me. Oh, I'm getting out. Okay, I'm getting out. Man, it's spiked back on up. Man, if only I kept on holding. If I kept on holding, it would have been so much better. But the thing is, team, that leads to bad habits because now next time you trade, you're going to say, nope, I'm not getting out. Last time AMD bounced back on up the moment I got out, I'm just going to keep on holding. And then it goes down, and then it goes down, and then it goes down, and it goes down, and then you blow up your entire account. When you are in on a losing trade, get out of your trade, move on from it. Because if you keep that loss small enough, you know your wins are going to make sure that you get back into the green. AMD, I went on a little gambly trade at the start because I'm a little excited about today. And guess what? I ended up taking a loss. But you know what? I move on from it and get out of this play. AMD, I wanted to take my profits, got out of it, took my profits. It's starting to spike its way back on up at this moment. AMD, why did we jump in on our short? Very simple. We jumped in because of old spiking pre-market high, old spiking pre-market high, old spiking pre-market high. And we do have an upper shadow, which lines up perfectly where at with yesterday's old high. All you guys have to do to be successful is look at the past chart history pattern. If you look at the past chart history pattern, more times than not, it is going to reverse at where it reversed in the past. If you're saying to yourself, oh, it reversed at the price of 112.30, and it reversed at the price of 112.20, and it reversed at the price of 112.20, and it reversed at the price of 112.20, let's look for reversals at the price of 112.20 or 112.30. That's what we want to do to be successful in the stock market. So, it's all about just kind of putting these pieces together. So let's say we break through 112.30. How high can we go up to? If we break 112.30, next strong resistance line I'm seeing is probably all the way on up towards, little tricky, I would probably say 112.75. 112.75 region if we do keep on spiking, if we do keep on going. But right now it's looking a little bit weak. It doesn't look like it's getting above that 112.30-ish mark. 112.75-ish would be the next strong resistance line that I would see that would, I think, have a lot of issues to be able to break through. So good job. Good work so far. And notice, team, every now and then, I'm never happy I take a loss, but whenever I do take a loss, I like to, again, show you guys it's okay to be in the red slightly because you guys can make it up. You guys can make it back, right? That's huge for us. What I could do right now is I could enter with a 112.35 stop loss, basically saying, hey, I don't think it's going to break the high of the day, and we could jump in on this play. That's a little bit risky. The best case scenario is to wait until we get above 112.50 before we start entering. So we could enter right now with a stop loss at a brand new high of the day, or we can enter at a up above 112.50 with an ultimate goal of trying to touch 112.75. I do think that AMD is slightly following the SPY, which means if the SPY starts cracking, I think AMD is going to get a big crack. If the SPY starts going underneath the VWAP area, I do think everything's going to start falling with it and everything's going to start getting very, very weak. So I would like to see maybe if the SPY pops itself up one more time. You can see over on the SPY as well, we do have slightly lower highs. Nothing too crazy. We have a little bit of lower highs right here. So we might get one last little pop on up. And if we break on out, that's when we could definitely rip and rally. If it hits and touches, I think we could fall back down to the VWAP, maybe even lower. We could possibly go on that crack. So make sure that you guys are all good. So here's that little pop on up. Let's see what happens here. BABA, pretty active play. Thank you, Ali. I know, again, I like yesterday or throughout the week, I've been trading AMD a lot and I've been trading BABA a lot. These are kind of my two go-to plays that I've been trading a good chunk of change. Right now, AMD, though, is very active, so I'm going to stick with AMD right now. I am still looking for reversals back on down on AMD. I'm going to look to enter as close to the 112.75 as I can. Close to the 112.75 as I can, but I'll probably do some starting entries in the 112.50s, 112.60s with an ultimate goal of 112.75. That's the ultimate goal here, team. So SPY hitting that, a downtrend area, just a little heads on up. SPY still hitting that downtrend mark. If this stays underneath this downtrend mark, I do think everything's going to start turning underneath it. AMD's having some trouble getting above that 112.50 mark, which is, again, acceptable, not easy to break above. High of the day so far in the SPY is 459.44. I don't think 459.44 is really a high of the day number. I would expect to see 459.50, something along those areas. So let's see if the SPY is going to break on out. Team, again, I'm pumped on this day. I'm very excited for this day. So this is a day that I'm trying to make as much money as I possibly can. I would love to be able to load up big. I do have over $260,000 in my account at this time. So I'm trying to make as much money as I can. let's see. SPY. Can we get that possible break? Can we get that possible move? I do think the SPY is going to try to attempt it. Might get a big upper shadow. If we pop above this purple line, then go back underneath it, ooh, that's an easy sign that we know a great short is coming on up. Because if you pop above it, you got to stay above it. If you cannot hold above it, that's when you're coming back on down. Little side note as well, just because I know a lot of you guys are here right now, I will not be here tomorrow. Tomorrow, my brother is getting married. Tomorrow, we're actually having his bachelor party, and I'm the one who had to like set it on up because I'm his best man, because he's my brother. And so I will actually not be here tomorrow. So he's having it up in Saratoga, New York. I've never been there. I actually didn't even know about Saratoga, New York until he was like, Sean, plan it for up there. So planned it out, going up to Saratoga, New York. It's like a 5-hour drive for me tonight. So got to drive up there. If anyone's been to Saratoga. AMD. AMD guys starting to get a little bit of a pop here. AMD, little bit of a pop. 112.60 so far. 112.67 so far. AMD still trying to move. Have not made my first entry yet. Am looking for my first entry here pretty soon. Guys, I'm going to enter my first amount of shares right now. 112.61. Small. I'm doing small right now. 112.61 because I want to add up higher. But I want to have at least something. I want to have at least something if the SPY starts dumping. So right here, we do have AMD still trying. Guys, I'm going to add a little bit more on AMD here. I'm going to add a little bit more, I think, over on AMD right here on the short side. So I'm slowly adding my position. Once I get my full position, of course, I'll bring it on over. We're coming on up towards 112.75 here pretty soon. That's what we want. We want to see this thing up towards around that 112.75 plus. Going to add a little bit more. And if you're saying, Dek, where are we getting this AMD, numbers from? AMD, we're taking a look at the past chart history pattern. AMD, we do have this very large spike. We do have this very large spike all the way up towards 114. I just don't think we're going to go all the way up towards that 114 mark. I think if anything, it's going to get rejected at 112.75 or, again, these upper shadows right here. Upper shadows at, 113-ish. So it's either 112.75 we're getting rejected or it's going to be that 113 mark we're getting rejected. That's why I'm trying to load up next to 112.75. If it goes up towards, again, 112.90 or 112.13, we can add a little bit more. But I am, again, looking. I'm going to watch for this one right here. What do we got up to? 112.94 here. I'm actually going to add a little bit more up top here, team. Adding a little bit more up top. I think I'm good. I don't think I'm going to add any more. I do have a cost basis, 112.69 right now. So I am in over on AMD, taking a look and saying, okay, Dek, why are we looking for a reversal here? Take a look at the past chart history pattern. Let's try to figure this out. If you're saying, why is Dek looking for a reversal? Well, I could see that the stock spiked up to 112.80 and then it fell. And 112.80, then it fell. Then it came up to 113 and it fell. Then it came up to 113 and it fell. Then it came up to 113 and then it fell. And now it's coming on up again towards 113. Dek's looking to be able to put in some put contracts or some shorts around that 113-ish mark so that he can go ahead and make profit as maybe it falls back down towards 112. We're also seeing at this time that the SPY, going back on over, the SPY is also getting weaker at this moment. So let's go back over towards that, I believe it was that 1 minute time frame. Take a look over on the SPY. If the SPY is starting to get weaker and the SPY is starting to fade, the SPY is the top 500 companies in the United States, led by, Apple, talk about the big ones, Amazon, Google, Tesla. And if the entire market starts falling, I do believe that AMD is probably going to be following with this and probably going to have some sort of reversal back on down. So Dek's saying at this time, 113 is going to be strong resistance. Also watching the SPY was holding its gains. Now it's giving a lot back. He's thinking, again, AMD is probably going to, give a lot of its gains back as well. That's exactly what my game plan is. Now just trying to stick with that and go from there. AMD is still holding its gains. How much higher would this go before you will be willing to get on out? This play right here, team, I don't want to be holding too much longer. If this goes against my game plan and I have to get out, hey, so be it. I have to get out. Remember, what do I say? Do not be a trader that has an ego. That's only going to hurt you. So AMD so far has gone from 111 up towards 113, is going above above where I believe, where I want it to go up to. Currently down $600 at this time. Want to see if we can get this reversal. I could add, one last little bit if I want to onto this play, and I actually may do it, guys. Maybe add one last little bit on this play right up near, again, that 113.20ish mark, and just say to myself, all right, hey, this is it for me. This is kind of maxing out my account. So this is my last little bit right here. I'm almost maxing out my account right here, team. So this is almost it for myself. Maxing out my account. I raised my cost basis up to 112.78. If we go above, Deck, what's your final stop loss? 113.40. Stop loss. I'm putting a hard stop loss, 113.40. Not going to allow myself to lose anything more than 113.40. But my account is basically maxed out at this point. So this is a big trade for me. Watching to see if we can get that big reversal, see if we can get that drop. 113.40. I'm placing a hard stop loss, which means I'm getting 100% out of this play if I see 113.40. Not going to have an ego and be willing to lose $2,000 I can make back $1,000 on the day. I can't make back $3,000 on the day. I can make back $800 on the day. I can't make back $2,500 on the day. So it's all about putting ourselves in positions that we are going to be able to profit. But if that play doesn't work out, guess what? We have to be able to say to ourselves, okay, how can we still get ourselves in on the green, right? That's what it comes on down to. It comes down to risk and reward. So right now, traders, I am in on my play. I am, again, basically near the max out point of my account. We've been absolutely crushing it, the last few months. So I do, or have been able to grow my account significantly. But right now, team, AMD, I'm watching for that recrack of 113 to see if we can get that big time dump. 113.40, hard stop loss. Just want to make sure you guys understand that. So if we go on up another 28 cents, I'm out. And here we go. Let's see if this thing is going to hit my stop. If it does, I'll be down about $1,400 on the day if it hits my stop loss. If it's $1,400, we can make that back. All we need is like one nice little pullback here. One nice little pullback. Let's see. Can we get that nice dump? Can we get that nice pullback? I still like the chart pattern. I still like the chart setup, that we've been looking at. Chart setup and chart pattern. Let's just go back to that let's go back to that 10-minute time frame, or let's go back to a little bit of a bigger one, 15-minute time frame here. All right, Deck. We got upper shadow, upper shadow, upper shadow, top resistance, upper shadow. Deck, what's the next resistance line? Next resistance line, if this thing takes on off, all the way up near 114. But could anyone really be, frustrated to say, oh, we jumped in on where it reversed the last 5 times in the past? Last 5 times it reversed right around 113. I'm gonna give that area a chance every single time. I have to, guys. Like, it's in my DNA that I'm going to pull the trigger every single time we come up to 113. So if it goes slightly higher than 113, came on up to 113.27, hey, that happens every now and then. We're still in on this trade. We're trying to do the best we can. But I always want to explain my reasons, because I know sometimes people jump in on plays and they're just like, Deck, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do on this play? Number one, if you're asking what am I supposed to do on this play, you probably shouldn't be in on the play. That's probably, number one. Number two is I'm explaining to you so you have an idea. So if you're saying to yourself, hey, Deck, if it gets back above 113.10, I kind of want to get out of it because I don't want to hold this up to 114. Use your idea. Use your, again, understanding of this trade to be able to figure out what you want to do to be the best trader that you can be here. So I want to make sure you guys understand my thought process, why I entered where I did. Not the best entry. 113 would have been the best entry here. But if we can get that drop, we got a long way back on down. So far, we've had some big green candles looking for that reversal, and let's see if we can get it. Right now, we're still waiting and watching for that possible drop. AMD so far still sitting right next to those highs, going back over towards a 1-minute time frame. And we do have the S&P 500 at this moment, still trying to fight and stay above that VWAP area. So that's still fighting, still trying to hold that VWAP area, still watching AMD right here. So we got a little bit of a battle on our hands over on this play. As you guys know, I am pulling the trigger today. I'm trying to make as much money as I possibly can, but I got to be able to have a reasonable stop losses as well. No reason to force, no reason to hurt myself. You guys can see again my live trades, my live P&Ls, my live action, so you guys are all good. Deck, what would be the target on this one? Honestly, my target would be all the way back towards this this old upper shadow here, all the way back down towards like 112.30s. Like my target would be probably back on down towards the 112.30 mark. So let's see what we can do here. Let's get that reversal AMD. Also, as we are coming back on down towards our even mark, we are almost back to even at this moment. If you're saying, hey, Deck, I love you, just not my type of trade here, I just don't feel comfortable, that's fine. If you don't feel comfortable and you're saying to yourself, hey, you know what, I'm going to get out of this play, Deck, I'm just going to break even, I'm going to start fresh on a little bit of a better entry, that's absolutely A-okay as well. Remember, this is your money. I don't want you guys to be able to be on any trade that you are uncomfortable. You guys work so hard for your money. I just always want you guys to realize, hey, Deck, I'm going to get out, break even, maybe re-enter up at around the 113 mark. You could definitely do that if that's what you're interested on. So, make sure that you guys are always trading with comfort. Make sure you guys are always trading and saying to yourself, all right, this is what I want to do. This is the trade that I feel a little bit more safe on. So nothing wrong with that as well. If you guys are just going to say, just going to break even, start fresh, look for an entry that I feel a little bit better with. Right now, currently down 400. Came on down, nice little drop. Still trying to get these little pops, though, right back up towards around that 113 mark. It would help if the SPY gets that crack back underneath the VWAP. If the SPY can get a crack back underneath the VWAP, it's going to be able to help a lot. So if the SPY, starts going back underneath 459, I do think it's going to help a good chunk of change here, especially if the SPY can get like one big red candle. Now, team, let's also remember something. 10 o'clock is coming on up. Why does that matter to us? 10 o'clock is known as universal news of the morning. There's always news on the morning, and even when there's not news at 10 o'clock, we usually see very hard spikes or very hard dumps at 10 o'clock. Okay? So let's just see. Is there any news today at 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock Thursday, pending home sales. In the next minute or in the next 3 minutes, we usually see a very hard pop on up, drop on down within the next 3 minutes because it's always played in. There, you can see there's news tomorrow at 10 o'clock. You could see here on Tuesday, 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock. There's usually always some sort of spike in volume at 10 o'clock. That doesn't always mean a spike going on up, but it does mean a spike in volume at 10 o'clock. The SPY is starting to crack its VWAP. Right now, AMD, we are battling that 112 area over on AMD here. AMD came on down towards around 112.60 there for a second. Now it's trying to get itself back on up towards around that 112.90-ish mark. We are looking for this drop. We're still looking for this drop. Put ourselves, in on the green on the day and get ourselves profitable. So far, we basically spent the first 30 minutes trying to get ourselves back into the green, trying to put ourselves into the even position so we can go ahead and start making some cash and start making some money. But as always, team, my first trade was 100% a gamble, and that's why I took a loss on it. My second trade was clear cut off the old highs, which led to a nice reversal. That's the 112.20 all the way back on down. And now we are jumping on in. We had a little bit of a rough entry, but the 113-ish mark would have been the best entry, looking for a drop back on down towards 112.33. That's the ultimate goal here. So we are watching the AMD turn, is seeing if this thing can get that nice turn and that reversal all the way back on down towards the 112.30s and being able to put ourselves back into the green, putting ourselves back into the profit on the day. And as I said, I'm not upset with our AMD trade, just not the best entry, I think, on AMD. When we take a look at the past chart history pattern one more time, what it really came on down to was I was looking at, okay, I think some of these old highs are going to hold up as resistance. These old highs right here were more right around the 120.80s, 120, 85s. I saw some of these old highs. So 113 would have been by far the best. 113, by far the best entry. I just didn't know if we were going to get that high. So that's why, again, I entered a little bit early. So not upset, just not a great entry, AMD still, again, testing. I do like it's underneath 113. As long as it's under 113, I have, a level of confidence. Above 113, obviously, that's where the nerves start kicking in a little bit more. Right now, we got 1 minute until we see some sort of dramatic move. And I'm not, maybe it's not going to be as dramatic as I'm hyping it up to be, but I definitely think, we could see some sort of spike in volume. That could be a quick little sell-off, or that could be a quick little pop right back on up. So AMD here, team. Let's see what's going to happen in the next few moments. And right now, I am basically even on this trade. So I'm basically even on this trade. I'm down $62, and I just want to see, are we going to be able to get that drop? And the SPY is definitely helping. When the SPY is falling and staying underneath the VWAP, hey, that's helping, again, this trade over on AMD be able to fall. Now, you can see I'm slightly in the green. I do want to let every single person know right now, if you are not confident, just break even on this trade and start fresh. right? That's an easy way for you to be able to trade if you're not 100% confident. Right now, though, AMD, I am watching to see, can we get that nice beefy drop on down towards the 112.30s? Guys, we are getting AMD dropping right now, guys. AMD starting to get the drop. AMD starting to get the drop. I want to see 112.30s, though. That's my target. 112.30s. Guys, here's 10 o'clock. Come on, AMD. Don't get that random spike back on up. So right now, I'm looking for that 112.30s over on AMD. AMD, we're up $305. Guys, SPY, let's see what's going to happen over on the SPY here. SPY at around 10 o'clock. Are we going to start getting a little bit of a drop on down, or that possible pop back on up? Right now, we're still focused. We got a little bit of profit right now at this moment over on AMD. AMD, we're watching for the 112.30 target is the ultimate goal. SPY not back above 459 right now. AMD still just trying to battle that 112.60-ish mark, it looks like. SPY getting a little bit of hype, it looks like, just a little bit at this moment. SPY, a little bit of hype. If this starts going back above the VWAP, it looks like probably AMD is going to try to get back above that 113-ish mark. So right now, the SPY had a little bit of a drop. Let's see if this thing can actually fall, though. Like, let's see a crack. Let's see a nice crack over on the SPY. It's still underneath the VWAP area, which is a great sign. Underneath the VWAP area, which is a great sign. AMD getting a little bit of that pop back on up. We know, again, at that 10 o'clock mark, things can always get a little bit weird. AMD's really been kind of throwing us through the struggle bus a little bit. And what do I mean by that? Is it's came on up, came on down, came on up, came on down, came on up, came on down, spike on up. And now we're going to look to see if this thing can obviously drop back on down. But AMD's been kind of putting us a little bit through the struggle bus at this moment. I still have a hard stop loss at 113.40. I'm not going to allow myself to lose any more than 113.40. And guys, it may come up to 113.40. Came on up to 113.33. Guys, I have my finger on the trigger. If this hits 113.40, I'm walking away. So guys, 113.40 hits. I am 100% walking away. 113.40, guys, I'm getting out of this play. Getting out of this play. Moving on from it. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to take a loss. And that's the thing at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Gah! Claire! Claire! Get me a yogurt. Get me a Greek yogurt. Go get me a Greek yogurt, Claire. So, team, that's sometimes what happens at 10 o'clock. Sometimes that happens at 10 o'clock. So there's that move. There's that pop. Currently down $1,400. No big deal. No big deal, guys. The thing is, wait, hold on. Guys, did you guys think I was, did you guys think I was serious when I lost $1,400? No, guys, I did this on purpose today. I lost, okay, guys, I lost $1,400 on purpose today, so now I can show you how to make it back. Okay? Did you guys think I did this? Did you guys think I was actually trading to lose? No, I lost $1,400 on purpose. So now I can teach you guys how to be able to make it back. Okay? So, yeah. If anyone was like, oh, Dek, no, I thought you were trading like badly this morning. No. Guys, I don't trade bad. I did this so now we can have a lesson and I can teach you the right way on how to be able to make it on back. All right. So not many mentors will go that extra mile, but I will go that extra mile. So that's one of the biggest things about me. I'll be willing to take losses, and every single loss you have ever seen me take is always on purpose. Always. So AMD. Guys, great job. Great pop. Great work right there. So we got AMD, nice little pop. So far, my employees are not getting paid. People always ask me this question too. They say, Dek, when you lose, do you ever get upset? And it's like, I don't get too upset. Because the thing is, I run this business and I just don't pay my employees. So it's something like in our contract where it's like I only pay them off my trading profits. So Claire, she probably won't get paid this week. It's not like she does too much anyway. It's no big deal. So she's getting $1,400 off her paycheck. Doesn't matter to me. I'm making the same amount. Right? So that's it's a very easy way. So what I would do if I were you guys is whenever you guys take a loss, have a business where you just don't pay your employees out, and then you can always stay even with your profits. Okay? So that's just like my strategy, and it's been helpful over the years. So make sure you guys find something, find your niche. All right, AMD. Come on, guys. Let's get back to it. I do want a big day. Because right now, team, I do got to figure this out. Okay? I'll be honest. I got to figure this out. Because if we do some quick math here, right? If you want to do some quick math, we were up $14,100. Excuse me, $14,100 for the month. We are now down minus. Let's just go with $1,500. We are now up $12,600 on this month. So we're still in the green, but guys, we're only up $12,600 on the month. What is this? Peasantville, USA? How the heck am I supposed to live off $12,600 this month? Okay? So let's get it up. Let's break through 20,000. Let's go ahead and do what we got to do. Let's get ourselves in on a winning trade here. I don't know if I got to start a GoFundMe or what. So right now, AMD still watching this play. Maybe we jump off the AMD train here. Look for something else. Sometimes when, I always think about this, guys. You know, sometimes stock trading is like relationships. If I'm constantly going after AMD and AMD rejects me today, AMD rejects me. You know, guess what? Find a new play sometimes. Find a new play. Find something, you know, a little bit more active. Find something that you're going to be good with. If, you know, guys, you could probably know what I'm talking about. Ladies, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Ladies, has a guy ever said, hey, can I take you out? And you said no. And ask you again, and ask you again, and ask you again. And next thing you know, you put a restraining order. And next thing you know, again, he's outside your house throwing rocks at his window with a boombox speaker playing death metal music because he thinks it's romantic. Then you have to start hiding. You end up moving. Then on top of that, you start getting these random letters in your mailbox. You realize that your cat's dead. You don't know what's going on. Has that ever happened to anyone? Has it? That's how I feel right now trading AMD. So we're going to move on from AMD. Because I feel like I'm being a creep. So let's find something a little bit more active. CBNA. CBNA, nice little drop here. CBNA, 13 EMA, possible dip buy, bounce play. 41.20. What'd that come on down to? 41.20. So CBNA trying to move itself on up towards BABA, trying to hold its gains. I never killed my never mind, guys. It was a long story. It was in high school. I don't know. Maybe she was going through puberty or something. Emotions and hormones going crazy. I don't know. I mean, when I break hearts, people. I break hearts. That's what I do. That's what I do. You date me, you fall in love with me, and I break your heart. That's what happens. Maria, Maria. SPY starting to get a little bit weaker. S&P 500 starting to fall back on down. Jim Bond, Deck, what is the best advice you can give if you keep losing in on the ticker? Again, move on from the ticker. It's not working out. Find a ticker that's going to be better for you. That's it. I see the SPY starting to get a little bit of fade on down. Hold on. I just want to see, is there any like mid-cap plays right now? Any mid-cap plays? Any mid-cap penny stock plays right here trying to get a little bit of action? ULBI, TUP, BBIG so far, LPCN, NDLS, no. ULBI, FEMY, MNK, guys, MNK, let's keep this on the back burner. No entry yet, but MNK, this was a 186% spiker yesterday. MNK was kind of a beast. We definitely want to keep our eyes peeled over on MNK. If MNK, ever started going on a big-time rip and run, trying to spike its way all the way up towards around that 240 mark, that's where you guys can get some crazy ripping and running. So, MNK, keep this one on the back burner at this moment. BBIG. BBIG, quick little spike on up. I want to take a look at Baba. Baba, I've been trading a lot recently. Has been a pretty solid play. So Baba, we still are keeping our eyes peeled over on this one. I want to find that quick one, guys. I'll be honest. And the next stock I pull, like the next trigger I pull, I want it being quick. AMD starting to fall near that 114-ish mark. Guys, why 114? Take a look. Right? If you take a look, it's really all past chart history pattern. Look at that big upper shadow right next to 114, these old highs. So if you guys are saying, hey, Deck, I want to be able to figure out where stocks are going to reverse. Can we take a second and be able to say we've been able to figure out where all these stocks are going to reverse? We just haven't been able to have some of the best entries on our reversals. So let's go back to a 5-minute time frame here, team. I want to show you guys something that's pretty interesting. So number one, we had our best trade. Our best trade today was from this reversal, that red candle. We got filled, right on this upper shadow. Right? Remember this upper shadow right here? We got filled on this upper shadow. And the reason we got filled on this upper shadow is because we had old spiking high here, old spiking high here, old spiking high here, old spiking high. And you guys can also see beautiful dip buy here, dip buy here. So our best trade today was nailing that one. Now, what else did we see? We also had another very nice reversal. I did not have the best entry. But you guys can see old resistance, old resistance, old resistance, old resistance, old resistance. That led to another big red candle right here. So you're telling me we had one big upper shadow to a big drop. Then we had another big spike to another nice drop. Unfortunately, I didn't have a good entry and I was looking for more, so I never got out of this play. Then the stock spiked on up towards this old spiking high. This old spiking high lines up with these old spiking highs. So really, if you're saying to yourself, Deck, I want to be able to nail the best place possible, all you got to do is look at the past chart history pattern over the last few days and look at the most common areas on where reversals has happened. And when you look at those common areas of where reversals are happening, that's where you guys are going to be able to get, the most opportunity, be able to make the most profit. Take a look right now. That's ultimately what I wanted today. So AMD right here, that's ultimately what I was looking for. I wanted to see a trade like this. You know what? The AMD type of move, this AMD type of trade. So AMD, we definitely want to keep our eyes peeled on this one. I mean, unfortunately, the move has already happened. So I cannot, get in on this play at this moment. Right now, I want to make sure we're good. Guys, this is the dump I wanted on AMD. That's the dump I wanted on AMD. Deck, you got to make it back here, baby. Got to make it back. Last day we have, of course, is going to be a Monday. Monday. So let's see. SPY, still watching this one. Nice little fade on down. AMD, nice little crack, bouncing off the VWAP area. If it bounces back on up, it's going to probably bounce back up into this region where we had all this nonsense. The reason why I like AMD, people ask me this all the time. Deck, why do you trade AMD every single morning? Like, why do you like AMD so much? Because it's active. Because it's a hot mover. It's moving way more than if we take a look at some of these other plays. Like right now, BABA, not a bad play. It's just not moving as fast. If we take a look over on some of these other stuff, it's just not moving as fast. I like AMD because it's a blue chip, but it's not like a super dead slow blue chip. Like it actually makes movement. AMD had a nice drop this morning. AMD had a $3 spike. AMD just had a $2 drop. I like how it makes moves. I like how it's moving. Any stock that's moving is going to be a stock that I want to get involved in. That's why, a lot of times I like to play these plays just because it's like, all right, hey, if a stock is moving, I can get involved in it. If I can get involved in it, I can be able to make money on it. If I can make money on it, it's a stock that I like. So that's really all it comes on down to. I just like playing stocks that, have previous, that have some sort of volume behind it. And that's where I can be able to make some action. Where's this bounce area? Here comes the bounce area, team. Here comes that bounce area over on AMD. I am not going to pull the trigger here. I am only going to play super conservative on AMD. That's going to be back on down towards 111.90. Guys, 111.90, I will pull the trigger if it comes all the way down here. If it comes all the way down towards 111.90, I'm jumping on in, pulling the trigger, going on the bounce side. Bounce side, AMD, if it comes on down to 111.90, need to get myself in on the green, be able to make some cash. Probably going to jump in with another like 2,000 shares as we talked about. I'm going probably full account again over on AMD because I got to be able to make some money back. So AMD, I want to see this thing all the way down towards 111.90. And it's starting to get a little bounce play already, it looks like. It came on down to 112.02. Ah, so close. So it's getting the bounce play now. It's getting the bounce play now. I wanted the orange line, 111.90. It's already starting to get the bounce right now. So there's the bounce play I wanted. All right, Deck. Right now, you got to think about it, buddy. You got to get a little excited here. You got to figure this out. All right? So, let's figure this out. Just trying to make sure that we're all set here. All right. AMD. Nice little bounce play back on up. That's the bounce that I wanted. So okay, so this is awesome. This is awesome today. This is awesome. You know why? Because it's great to see at this moment in the red, how is Deck going to react? 10:10 or 10:16 in the morning, 40 minutes in, we still have like 6 hours to go. How is Deck going to react? How is Deck going to put himself in the green? So far, he took a gamble trade at the beginning. He lost on. Hey, that happens when you gamble. That's all part of gambling. You're going to lose, right? Then he made a good trade. He again put himself almost back to even. Then had a good trade, but a bad entry. That's where he took the majority of his loss. He looked for a bounce playoff at 111.90, bounced off 112. Still the right idea. He has to be able to figure something out here. He has to be able to put himself in on the green. He's got to be able to say to himself, hey, how am I going to be able to fight? How am I going to battle back? How am I going to be able to come back here? Because right now, traders, you know how traders usually think? They start saying to themselves, man, I'm in the red. Man, I'm not going to be able to do this. Man, I'm just going to keep holding. Man, no, we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. We're going to come alive. We're going to fight until the death. Until I'm laying on that mat round 12 or until, again, my hands can't even cover my face no more. I'm boxing until the day I die. I'm trading until the day I die. And I'm going to figure this out here, people, because I'm going for 20,000. I'm going for 20,000 now, 20,000 tomorrow, 20,000 every day. Traders, you think I'm going to let the Russians take me down? No! I'm figuring it out here. There's a great bounce play. AMD, let's get back into the action. We'll do it. We'll do it. And I think one of the best things about it is emotions. When your emotions are in check, you can think straight, figure things out, be able to say to yourself, hey, you know what? I know which way I should be going. So keep your emotions in check. You know what they used to say about me back in the day? They used to say, Deck has the quickest hands in the classroom. Quickest hands in the classroom. I'm not saying like whole high school, and I'm not saying the state. I'm not saying the like classroom. I was in like, 15 kids were in my class, and I by far was the most athletic one. By far. So, I mean, that's a fact. That's a fact. All right. Figuring it out here, team. Let's get ready to go. SPY still getting a little bit of that fade. I mean, SPY right now, definitely on a little bit of that downtrend. A little bit of that downtrend. AURC, I can see a little mid-candle breakout pattern potential. I don't like this volume. Obviously, the volume is like essentially dead right now. There's barely any volume at this time. FEMY trying to spike up here a little bit. FEMY halted, spiking on up at this moment. $1 is the main target. FEMY, let's check out the news here. www.newsfilter.io. Let's go over FEMY. What do we have? FEMY 1 hour ago announces a new U.S. patent application. Not really that good of a press release, I'll be honest with you. So FEMY announces notice of allowance of a new U.S. patent application. So that's not really anything that's too good, to be honest. It may just try to spike those straight up to $1. So FEMY is live. It's currently up 140%, and it may just try to go right up to $1. Team, we just got up to 90 cents here. FEMY trying to go on a spike. Just, let's kind of just switch up the tone a little bit, see if FEMY can keep on going on up. Not in on this play by any means. I'm not in on this play. It actually looks like if this goes underneath 80 cents, it might get halted on the downside. If this goes underneath 80 cents, it's probably going to get halted on the downside from selling. FEMY, though, is up 130% right now. Quick little profit, quick little trading. So right now, FEMY still watching this play. That's a little bit of a drop here. Deck, put on some Spanish music. You always do better when you play some Spanish music. You're not wrong there. You're not wrong there. Might have to, again, switch up the vibe a little bit. Go a little south of the border. Right now, FEMY still trying to hold itself just slightly at this time. I'm looking for that big trade, that big move, that big rip, that big run, that big climb, that good stuff in every way.
Easy now, no need to go down. Easy now, no need to go down. Rock that run, that is where we're from. Whoop whoop when you run, come around. 'Cause now you're the talk of the town, yeah. Now you're the talk of the town, yeah. Now you're the talk of the town. Whoop whoop when you run, come around. Whoop whoop when you run, come around. 'Cause now you're the talk of the town, yeah. Whoop whoop when you run, come around.
Ah! Trying to figure it out right here. Still trying to find that big play for us. AMD getting a little bit weaker. FEMY still watching, still waiting on this play. Trying to find a little bit more volume here. Trying to find a little bit more volume. Trying to find a little bit more volume. This does get me a little jacked up, though. I'm going to tell you. Me llamo Enrique Hernández González. ¿Dónde estás en la biblioteca? Me llamo Enrique Hernández González. ¿Dónde estás en la biblioteca? All right, team, come on. Let's find a big trade here. Let's find a big trade here. Got to find a little bit more volume. AMD starting to drop, guys. Don't look for the 1190 bounce just yet because that one is, I think, going to crack here still. Still think we're going even lower. Still think we're going even lower here over on AMD. AMD's had this beautiful spike, had the beautiful dump. We tried to go on the spike. We tried to nail the dump. It's been just a little bit of wrong timing, wrong situation here. Dek, what's the next area for a bounce play? Because you look for the 111.90s, it bounced out around 112. Do you think the 111.90s bounce is going to happen now? I do not. I really think the next best bounce is going to be see where this flat area is. That's the next best bounce play. Flat area right at 111.45. 111.40s, next area for a possible dip buy. So I would be looking for AMD, next dip buy, and the 111.40s, and I will pull the trigger if we get it down there. 111.40s, pull the trigger if we come back on down there. And let's see if I can get filled in the 111.40s. How's the SPY looking? How's the... Oh, guys, SPY, big dump. So the SPY is starting to turn right here. SPY still starting to turn. That's why, everything's starting to fall a little bit. Can the SPY get some sort of bounce play? Well, where will the SPY get most of its dip buying and bounce playing? It's going to get a nice dip buy. I mean, we definitely could get a dip buy right off these pre-market lows, right near the pre-market low. Pre-market low is technically all the way down to 457.50, but there's a lot of strong support right here. A lot of strong support because it bounced off about 3 times at around 458. 458 is not going to be easy to crack. That's all I'm saying. 458 is not going to be easy to crack. It's probably going to find a lot of support right around 458. If it does crack 458, then things could start getting very messy very quickly. Come on, can AMD just get a little bit lower for us? Come on down towards the 111.40s. Let's see if we get that dip buy. No, don't be another quick little dip. Before, again, I wanted 111.90s. It bounced at 112. I want 111.40s. Don't bounce at 111.60 and all of a sudden go back up towards 112.20. So I'm going to give this one another chance. And if you're saying, Dek, why are we looking for a dip buy or a bounce play in this area? Just want to explain it as I always do. I do see that we have massive support at the pre-market. Look at this. See this little flat area? It's like building a platform. That also lines up with these old bounce areas. That also lines up with these old bounce areas, which is also just slightly above these upper shadows. So the 111.40s to the 111.30s is, I think, the best area. Old upper shadows, nice platform, nice bounce, nice bounce. So can I get it? That's what I'm looking for. Come on. Got to get myself back into the green. Give me the 111.40s, the 111.30s. 111.40s, 111.30s. Decky's jumping in. He's going to look for the bounce play of all bounce plays. The bounce play of all bounce plays that people want to bounce at. I would, again, lower the better. Low 111.40s or, again, as we go into the 111.30s. Come on, AMD. AMD, if you give me this bounce play, people are going to be talking about it for years. People are going to say, Dek, that was the best bounce play we've ever seen in our lives. The best bounce play. And I'm going to say, you damn right that's the best bounce play you've ever seen. Remember that time Dek was down in the red and he made it all back off that beautiful bounce off AMD? We are going to make bounce plays great. Come on, AMD. Come on, AMD. Let's get a little bit of a drop here. See if AMD can get this weakness. See if AMD can, get that fade on off. All we need is a nice little crack on down towards the 111.40s, 111.30s, get filled. Try to get ourselves, some green profit. Let's get ourselves up, $500, $600. We did just essentially crash from 114 all the way on down towards where we want, 111.30s. We could easily bounce back on up towards the 111.12s. So AMD, just want to explain again, explaining why I'm looking for entries where I am. This is a learning process. Obviously, I want everyone to be able to make money, but I want you guys to get educated. I don't want you guys to randomly say, oh, I don't know what's going on here. I want you guys to be able to leave every day saying, oh, I love Dek's trades today, or oh, I didn't like Dek's trades today, or hey, I watched Dek and I learned what he did right and what he did wrong. It's a learning experience every single day. AMD, getting a little bit of that crack. AMD, a little bit of that crack. The SPY still falling. SPY still falling. Have not pulled the trigger just yet. Have not pulled the trigger just yet, but I'm about to. Have not pulled the trigger just yet, but I'm about to here, I think. Let's see if it goes on to 111.30s. Give me a 111.30. I'm going to pull the trigger. I have not pulled the trigger just yet. I have my, eye on the prize, though, guys. Eye of the tiger. Right now, again, I'm watching this one. Guys, I'm going to start entering here slightly. Going to start entering. Start entering. Looking for, again, these possible dip buys. entering here. I am going to do a good chunk of change, as I stated already. Right now, I got cost basis right around the 111.40-ish mark. 111.40 at this moment. I'm going to enter the majority of my trade here. Guys, 111.40. 111.40, majority of my trade at this moment. Cost basis, I'm kind of just doing small shares all around this area. All right, guys, I'm good right now. I'm going 111.40. I'm in. 111.40. 111.40. Looking for the big green candle, big green bounce play. All right. All right. Hey, let's do it. Claire, throw it back on. Claire, yeah, throw it back on. Let's get it going here. Let's get it going now. Let's do it. Let's get the bounce play. The bounce play that the world's going to be talking about. Everyone's going to say, you guys see that bounce play? You see that bounce play? You see it? So again, another great area, being able to figure out where these bottoms are at. Like, that's what I will say, that even if I'm in the red, I can always give myself a little pat on the back. It's like, Dek, every time you jumped in on your short right here, and you made money. That's at the 112.20. We made money. Dek, you jumped in on your short at 113.80. It did get that nice pullback. It did get that nice dump. Every time you jumped in on a play, we've either had the direction that we wanted to go after having multiple green candles or multiple red candles. We just need a little bit of extension. We just need a little bit of that move on up now. We just need a little bit of that pop. So, Dek, what's the goal on this? I want to see 111.80s. 111.80s is my goal, which would be back on up towards that, right on up towards around this old upper shadow mark. So let's see if we can get there. Let's see if we can get there. I want to see if AMD can get up towards that 111.80-ish mark. We got to get back above the 111.50 area and start, getting a nice little pop on up here. So we got up towards 111.60 there for a second. You can also just take small profits as you go, but I'm really thinking we're going to find some sort of channel. I'm hoping that this is the bottom and we can find some sort of channel to be able to make us some nice cash and be able to make us some nice profits. So just trying to find these bottoms, find these channels. Dek, what if it gets a little bit of a dump? If it gets a little bit of a dump, it could fall on down towards around the 111.20 mark if it gets a little bit of that dump. But remember, why did we buy in this area? Remember, we're looking at old platforms, old lows, pre-market bounces, the blue line, pre-market bounces, old upper shadows, right? Where did we get reversed in the past that would lead towards a reversal right now in the present after having a $3 drop? After having this, about $2 drop, are we going to be able to pop back on up 50 cents, up 75 cents? Would this make sense? And to me, it does. So right now, we're still watching for that little bit of that climb. Still waiting for that move here. Let's get that 111.80 mark. Just get ourselves going in the right direction, guys. Get ourselves going in the right direction. So I'm going to take profits, as I said, up in the high 111.70s to the 111.80s and just put myself up, $600. Get myself, back to a reasonable... Oh, here we go. Got some good orders going through. You guys saw that on the level 2? Someone just put in a big order. Someone market ordered in on a big order. That was a little weird on the level 2, if you guys were watching that. Let's see if we get that pop on up. Want to see that little bit of that move. Put us in the 111.70s, take some gains, and we could just, start fresh. Put us in the 111.70s, take some gains, start fresh, go from there. Not bad so far, guys. Not bad so far. Let's see if, again, AMD can get that little bit of that pop on up. We do have the SPY also trying to work here, which is helpful. Notice how the SPY is also trying to bounce. SPY going for a nice move here. AMD should get one last little pop, I'm thinking. The SPY is trying to pop itself on up. AMD, get ready to take profits. Guys, AMD, gonna take my profits here. AMD, gonna take my profits here. I'm currently up at this moment almost $500. So almost up $500. Next time we get back above 111.70, I'm gonna take my profits. Next time we get back above, up above 111.70, I'm gonna take my gains. Right now, we're up above 111.70. I'm up $560. So, guys, I'm taking my gains right here. Selling, selling, selling. Boom. All right, guys. Hey. Was just able to make a little over $500 in profit there. So guess what? We're trying to work ourselves back into the green. We were able to, again, we had about a $1,400 loss. Now we're down $914. Perfect little bounce play. So there's, again, the bounce play. That's the bounce play, again, that's going down in the history books. That's the bounce play that people are going to be talking about. I'm going to be telling, again, my daughter about this bounce play when tucking her into bed. Deck, that bounce play wasn't really that impressive. I mean, you just bought in after a stock, went down $2. Okay, I don't need, again, your pish posh. Okay, I'm literally having a daydream over here. I'm having a little bit of a rough morning, as you guys can tell. I'm not in the green. I'm just thinking about my imaginary daughter and how happy I'm gonna be. All right, just let me have my moments. All right, and then maybe I can look for a few more bounce plays, make you again a couple more dollars, get ourselves going here, do whatever we got to do. So I'm just trying to have a little fun. So, still watching. A little bit of a bounce play. We'll take it. Hey, taking gains where we can. The new guy in town, I'll never forget this bounce play. Hey, there you go. There's a little reversal. Nice area, right up towards that 111.80 mark. That's basically what we wanted. Right up towards that 111.80 area. Dylan says, Deck, what's the difference of this free live trading and if we got a membership on TradeCaster? Well, I only do this live trading on Thursdays on YouTube, basically just like a one-day free access thing over on YouTube. I am live every single day over on TradeCaster.com. So if you guys want to see live trading, live lessons, live action, live alerts, all this good stuff, if you guys want to be able to receive our morning newsletter every single day, you guys, again, can be able to sign up over on TradeCaster.com, be able to receive the morning newsletter, see me live stream every single day, join our 3,000 member trading community. These guys over here, absolutely fantastic over in the chat room, absolutely crushing it. We also do have a 250-hour video library with absolutely everything you need. 2023 bootcamp, you guys have access to it. We do have small account challenge lessons. We do have entries and exit lessons. We do have lessons on teaching you how to read a level 2. We have lessons going over shorting and how to figure out shorting. We do have lessons on going over my strategy. We do have lessons over on options trading. Not only am I live every day over on TradeCaster.com, but TradeCaster is essentially the Twitch of stock trading. People are like, oh, I don't want to watch Sean Dekmar, so I'm not signing up to TradeCaster. You can watch me. You can watch AK-47. You can watch Caesar. You can watch Zeke. You can watch Yeah Buddy Trades. So this is anyone can come over here, start live streaming, start a community, and you guys can be able to do what I do every single day. So you guys can be able to jump on and be able to watch other people live stream, such as Yeah Buddy Trades. He's streaming at this moment as well. So being over here on TradeCaster, guys, it's not only just my stream going on, it's all these other trader streamers that are doing their live trades live, and you guys can go ahead, check them on out, and be able to enjoy the show and be able to enjoy the party. So you can see Caesar live at this time. He's, again, doing his thing over in his chat room. So make sure if you guys want to be able to join this absolutely exclusive community, you guys, again, come on over here right now. Free 7-day pass. So I'm gonna give you guys a deal right now over on YouTube. If you guys, again, come on over here at TradeCaster.com, I will give you guys a free 7-day pass. Everyone already in the chat room, they don't know, okay? They don't know. Just let them go. Okay, so, hey, come on over here. Check it on out. We absolutely love having you. How many trades have I done today? I've done 4 trades on the day. 2 losses, 2 wins, but I did have 1 big loss today, which again hurt me. At this time, I am in on the red though. I'm currently down $914. So my goal right now is basically get myself back into the green. Sammy Boy saying, Deck, we got in on that bounce play based off pre-market support, correct? Yep, take a look at the past chart history pattern. So do this, okay? If you're saying, Deck, why did you jump on in at around the 111.40 mark? 111.40, what was I seeing? Well, I had a couple different areas. So if you're saying, Deck, how did you find that dip buy? Because that dip buy was really good. How did you find that dip buy area? That dip buy area, you can see, here is the bounce. This lines up with these upper shadows where we basically touched and reversed, and then we broke out of. That also lines up with this very nice platform right here, right? Which also led to a bounce right here, which also had a bounce right here, which is also pretty close to a bounce right here. And we had slightly underneath right here. So we had a good area just from pre-market and from earlier this morning on where it spiked up to, on where the stock was going to have some sort of reversal. Sometimes when we even make it a little bit bigger, you can even see more areas. So why also we bouncing right off that 111.40 mark? When we bounce off that 111.40 mark, we can also see we have bounce here. You can see we have these bounce here, bounce here, bounce here, bounce here. These are the ones we already talked about. But can you guys also realize we had tons of resistance here? Can you guys realize we had tons of resistance here from yesterday? So how cool is that you guys can realize that you have past chart history pattern telling us where the dip buy and the bounce is going to be? Now, what else can we be looking at? We can maybe even go back farther. And could we see, here's old pre-market high. So you can see how everything lines up, which is awesome. Guys, little heads on up. We are coming up to the VWAP right now. Maybe a possible reversal over coming on up here soon over on AMD. A little short. Deck, where would you want to see a possible short? We might have, again, VWAP reversal on a short. We're breaking above that. It looks like slightly at this time. I would say if we get back above, hold on here, team. I want to take a look here. 112.30s. If we come on up towards 112.30, 112.35, I'm going to look for another short on AMD. Trying to get myself back into the green. Trying to get myself back into the green here. So if we come on up towards 112.30 to 112.35, I'm going to jump back in on the short side here. So we got 112.30, 112.35 going in on the short side over on AMD. Not yet. Oh, come on. Get a little bit of a pop. We got 112.24 so far. I do think it's going to get a little bit of a pop above it, like 112.35, 112.36. And I'm going to look for, see if I can make like another $500. Just go $500 again, get myself down to only $400 loss on the day. So I'm looking at old past chart history pattern. I can see that it would be a little pop above the VWAP. I also do see that this is a nice little reversal area before. 112 mid 30s, 112.38, 112.36, 112.35. That's what I want. See if we can break through this. And then again, I'm going to look for a little bit of reversal on down. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Still waiting for this one to pop on up here slightly and then get that reversal back on down here. Waiting for that little bit of that down. Try and get that little pop above that 112.30 mark. Come on. Give us that little pop. I'm going to do one entry coming on up here in the 112.29s just so I'm in. Doing one entry right now, 112.29, just so I'm in. Here's a little pop. I'm going to add right here, 112.30. Going to add right here. Guys, I'm going to start getting involved on this position. I'm in at 112.30 cost basis right now. 112.30 cost basis at this moment. I want to see if it can pop itself on up just a little bit higher. It is going up towards 112.34. I want to get maybe one more last little position here before I drop back on down. I got 112.30 so far. I got 112.30. I want to add a little bit more if I can on a last little hurrah. Like, I think the best entry would be like a 112, like cost basis. Best entry would be like a 112.35 if we can get it. But I am looking, we just had a monster bounce play. We just had about $1 bounce play. We should be able to hit this and fall back on down. I am in on this play right now, but I do want to add a little bit more as I stated. So I do want to add a little bit more. Here's that little bit of a pop, 112.36. Yeah, I'm going to add my last little bit right here. And I still have a cost base at 112.30. So I still have my cost base at 112.30. I'm adding right here, last little bit. And now I'm looking for a reversal. All right, guys, looking for my reversal right here. So I am at 112.30, down about 13 cents. We did just get a $1 pop, slight little break of the VWAP. Should at least come back down to the VWAP here, unless, again, I start crying and we start getting squeezed out. So that's not going to be fun if that happens. So this play at this moment, team, there's the top 112.65. Deck, what's your stop loss? If I see 112.66, I'm 100% out. 112.66, 100% out, not going to hold and hope. If I see 112.66 getting 100% out, not going to hold and hope, not going to go against the grain, 6 cents away, 5 cents away from me getting out of this play. I got in on this play at the 112.30s. I want to see 112.30s. I'm not holding and saying, well, maybe if it goes up to 112.75, it'll get a reversal. Maybe if it goes all the way up towards 113, it'll get a reversal. Oh, are these strawberries? They tasted like schnozzleberries. I'm not going to do that. So if it runs up to 112.66, I'm 100% out. That's just the way it works. Okay? Have a stop loss. Stick to your game plan. Stop randomly changing your game plan the moment your trade's not working out. So if I can, again, be able to get myself back to where I want to be, great. If it hits my stop loss, I'm getting out of this play and moving on. So let's see if we can get that nice drop. Fade back on down towards the VWAP. Went a little bit higher than expected. Deck, what were you looking at? I was looking to see if we were going to get a reversal, basically little pop right above the VWAP and then a drop back on down. Right now, it's still trying to hold this area. Currently down $460 on this at this moment. Still looking for a little bit of a drop down towards these lower areas. 112.66, full stop loss. Guys coming up towards it. Guys getting out. Not going to be holding this one. Not going to be holding this one. Guys, 100% out. Back on down here, team. 100% out. Stop loss hit. Back on down on this play. Traders, right now I'm just spinning my wheels at the moment, I think. So, you know, at this time, just have to be open, honest, and transparent. I am in the red. I'm currently down $1,500. But you know what's really cool about this? And again, I'm saying this in an honest manner. It is cool on the fact that my big days, my good winning days, is I'm making $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. My losing days are $1,000, $1,500. I know there's going to be days I win, and there's going to be days that I lose. But the thing is, if my winning days are $2,000, $3,000, and my losing days are $1,500, I am going to have a very long career stock trading. Because I know that, hey, all I need is one winning day to make back my entire losing day and be able to make more. So what I can honestly say, my best thing that I've done in 2023 is I've stuck with stop losses. In 2023, I have had a game plan and I stick to it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And I know a lot of experienced traders are going to understand that and say, hey, you know, Deck, that is a great thing. And a lot of new traders are going to say, no, keep holding. I can't lose. I don't want to lose my money. The thing is, imagine if I kept holding. Guys, imagine if I kept holding AMD. AMD, I wanted to get out of this play at 112.66. Well, now it's at 112.76. Now it's coming up to 112.80. I could be down $2,000 today. And then I could be down $2,500 on the day. Then I could be down $3,000 on the day. I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to be putting myself in on these positions that, hey, if it's not going with me, I'm going to end up taking a loss. You guys want to know my strategy? I'm going to teach you guys my strategy right now. Umar, what's my P&L on the month? Right now, it's $12,500. I was up $14,000 for the month. Now, again, I'm down $1,500 on the day. I'm up $12,500. I know, not as much as I want it to be. I'll start a GoFundMe. Hopefully, I get some donations. So this is how, just a little heads up, guys, you want to trade. All right? I'm gonna teach everyone this right now. If you want to be the most successful stock trader in the world, and I'm doing this kind of for the YouTube viewers right here because you guys already know on Tradecaster, you know, all about this. If you can find out where support and resistance is at, you honestly should never, ever, ever blow up an account. Ever. If you guys know where support and resistance is at, you will never blow up an account. The only way you will ever blow up an account is if you get extremely emotional. So, let's talk about this right now, team, because it's huge. I have been a mentor for the last 9 years, and I can tell you the number one reason on why every single trader blows up their account is because they get into a trade that they are unwilling to get out of. They get into a trade and they say to themselves, I am going to keep on holding until I go into the green. But I'm telling you right now, if you can figure out where support and resistance is at, you will never blow up an account if you stick to the strategy. What you have to do is if you find that we have support right here, and let's say we have resistance right here, and we have a stock that is inside of its channel, going up, going down, going up, going down, how can we trade this? Well, all you have to do at this time is say, hey, I know that whenever we come up to the red line, we usually have resistance. And whenever we come on down to this blue line, we usually have support. So if this stock started falling on down and started getting weaker, and I say to myself, hey, I'm going to look for an entry right here. You can jump in on the stock at this price, and you have all this room to profit. This would be all the room that you could profit. But if you know that is support, you could just place a stop loss right here and say to yourself, all right, hey, I'm going to lose $300 if I do end up taking a loss. But if I do win, I'm going to end up winning $3,000. So you're basically getting 10-to-1 risk and reward. How incredible is that? If you say to yourself, oh, hey, Deck, well, what if the stock, is going on up? What if the stock starts going all the way back on up? We get a nice move and we start popping all the way on up here. Well, if the stock starts popping all the way on up, we know the same as that game plan. The game plan is let me do puts, let me do shorts. I can go ahead and I can enter right here. And look how much room I have to fall all the way back on down. And all you have to do is place a stop loss right here. And you might end up losing $250. But you could go ahead and you can end up winning a massive gain, maybe again $2,000. So you're getting like 8-to-1 reward right here, which is absolutely fantastic. Well, now everyone says, well, Dek, what if it breaks through it? What if it goes on a big time spike? Yeah, if it goes on a big time spike, it doesn't matter. You're getting out. You're having a stop loss set. So why does everyone always end up blowing up their accounts? Is because they do this. They enter the stock and they say, oh, yep, Dek, guys, do you have a stop loss? Yeah, Dek, don't worry. I have a mental stop loss. My stop loss is right here. Don't worry about it. The stock goes up slightly and they see they're down $300 and they say to themselves, okay, hey, I'm down 300. Hold on. Let's just see if it comes back right here. Okay, I'm down 500. Let it come back down 300 and I'll get out. Okay, I'm down 1,000. I'm down $1,000. I need this to come back a little bit. Hold on. Just come back a little bit at this moment. How is this thing still going up higher? How is it still spiking at this moment? How is this stock still? Now I'm down $2,500, guys. This is half my account. I don't care. Screw it. I'm holding this one long term. It has to come back down at some point. Oh my! Now I'm down $4,000. It's like that's what happens. If you could just say, hey, you know what? I'm willing to accept the loss. I'm willing to accept the loss. You're good to go, right? What did I tell you guys earlier? I told you guys getting in on stocks is basically like being in relationships. Right? If you walk up to a girl or a guy, whoever you are or whatever you like, and you say, hey, would you like to go get dinner? And they say, no, boom, done, over, don't got to move on from it, right? Easy, simple. You can be a little upset she said no or he said no. Fine, no big deal. You go ahead, you find a new one. Or you say, hey, come on, date me. No, come on, please date me. Come on, I'm a great dater. No, come on, please. Come on, I'll watch you when you sleep. Come on, no, get away from me, creep. No, come on, come on. God, I'm going to marry you. I'm going to be with you. Okay, and then it just turns into it. And the next thing you know, the cops are involved and you're ending up sitting in a jail cell. All right? You could have just walked away. You could have just said, all right, no big deal. Right? But next thing you know, you're basically trying to force something that's not going to happen. So that's where you don't want to get involved in. So where can we do this over on our trades today? When we take a look over on AMD today. AMD, what was my trades? Let's literally go through every single one of my trades. Okay, let's go through my trades right here. My trades, right? My first good one, not my gamble trade in the beginning, but my first good trade, I put an entry at the price of 112.20. Dek, why did we pick 112.20 as our strong resistance line? Why did I get filled at 112.20? Well, I saw that here was an old spiking high right around 112.20. I saw that we had pre-market highs right around 112.20. If we want to go back into a little bit of a larger time frame, you could see yesterday's high was right around 112.20, and I could also see that bounce place were right around 112.20. So I said to myself, hey, when we come up towards around the price of 112.20, I'm going to get in on an entry. So let's again take a look at this and figure out how can we have great risk and reward. Well, Dek, you're going to enter right here. I'm going to set a stop loss at about 112.40, right? 112.20 I'm getting filled at. Maybe set an entry or an exit at 112.40, 112.35. Give myself 15 to 20 cents. Then again, the stock went on a very nice drop. You know why it went on a very nice drop? Because we have great reward. We know that we're going to have a great opportunity for a dump. And then on top of that, we have a stop loss if it does happen to go up a little bit higher. So that was an awesome area for us to be able to get filled on. That was incredible. That was absolutely great because we looked at the past, we had a stop loss, and again, we had a room for it to fall, and we were able to make money off this one. That was great. Then I looked at my next trade. And at my next trade, I said, all right, I'm going to get filled at around the 112.80-ish mark. Why 112.80? Well, I was taking a look at the past chart history pattern again. I saw that we had some upper shadows. I saw that we had some consolidation right here. I said to myself, okay, there's some consolidation. There's some consolidation. Now, what can you guys realize? I did not place this line all the way up towards the 113 mark, which is top resistance, top resistance, top resistance, top resistance. I should have done that. 113 would have been much better. I went to 112.80 just because I was like, maybe it's not going to get that high. So I put my entries at around the 112.80-ish mark. Now, what happened on this play? This play went up towards 112.80, had a little bit of a pullback, but then guess what? Broke on out. It broke on out. We got out of this play. We got out of it. Now, I will be the first one to say this is a play that I wanted to turn and dump. I wanted this dump to happen here. Like, I wanted this monster dump to happen here. But did I lose $7,000 on this trade? No. Imagine if I kept holding this all the way up to 114. I would have lost a ton. If this went all the way up to 114 and I just kept holding and hoping and holding and hoping and holding and hoping, I would have lost so much. Yeah, but Dek, if you kept on holding long enough, you would have made it all back. That's the wrong mindset to have. Because if that's your mindset, you're going to get yourself into some very bad positions. Then what did we do? Then we went ahead and we looked for a trade off this 113.40-ish mark or 113.30 area. Why did I look for a trade off this dip buy right here? Well, if I'm thinking, okay, dip buy right here at 113.40, which is the pre-market low, where you guys can go ahead, take a look over on a 10-minute time frame. You guys can see this blue line, 113.40, bounce play here. Old resistance yesterday. Look at the old tops from 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, all at 111.40. Look at that monster bounce play off 111.40. So I saw that and I said to myself, hey, I'm going to look for a bounce play off 111.40. I'll place a stop loss. Here's my stop loss at around the price of 111.20 because I do think we have a lot of opportunity to go on up. And now take a look at this risk and reward. Take a look at how much little we have to lose and look how much money it actually made traders. So what am I trying to get you guys out of this? If you guys study support and resistance, and then you just not have emotional ego. I know on the stream and stuff, guys, I like to have fun and be entertaining and jump around and do all that stuff, guys. But at the same time, I'm still following the strategy. And I'm saying to myself, if I cannot follow this strategy, I am not going to be a good trader. That's all it is. So I'm telling every single person right now, get on over to tradecaster.com, go over to the video library, click the video library, and click 2023 Bootcamp. These are all our most recent lessons. Scroll on down and watch Support and Resistance Part 1, talking about what it is. Then watch Support and Resistance Part 2, teaching you how to find it. Then watch the trend line lessons because trend lines is also support and resistance. And then go ahead and watch the entries lessons on how to find the perfect entries off of support and resistance. If you watch support and resistance, trend lines, and entries, you guys are going to be able to find, know, and have perfect entries 9 out of 10 times, where when you guys do lose, you guys are only going to lose minimum. And when you guys do win, you guys are going to win maximum. That's how I want you guys to trade. That's how I want you guys to put yourself in on these plays. And that's how I want you guys to be successful. But the issue is, I know I'm going to say this. I know you guys are listening. I know you guys are watching this right now. And I hope again I pop in your mind. And the next time you guys do it, where all of a sudden the stock is falling or fading and you say, okay, I'm going to set a mental stop loss. And then all of a sudden you just don't get out and it's still falling and still fading, still dropping. You're just saying, okay, 1 second, and it's still going on down. And we didn't have to do that. So next time you do that, I hope you guys again think of this lesson. I hope you guys think of me. If you guys want to, you guys can take a picture and, you know, be able to put me next to your wall, maybe a poster. You guys got your cameras out? You guys get that? Okay, good. So you guys can hang that up on your wall, whatever you guys want. So you guys can look at that picture every day to know that you guys want to set stop losses. All right? So you guys can frame that, you know, whatever you guys need to do. So traders, awesome job. Awesome work. Want to make sure that you guys are all good. Is everyone feeling confident? Is everyone good on what you guys need at this moment? That's why it's so great. Ricardo saying, Dek, why is the volume so low on the SPY today? I think the volume is lower on the SPY today. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. And it's not that volume's low. I mean, it's just slowly fading. I feel like a lot of traders are still kind of stuck in limbo. And what do I mean by stuck in limbo? Is that it's like people don't know what to do at the moment. I don't think investors kind of know what we should be doing because it's, okay, we were all waiting for Jerome Powell to give us some sort of update. We were all waiting for Jerome Powell to give us some sort of answer on what's going to happen. Hey, if we're raising rates, we know the market's going to fall. If we're pausing rates, the market's going to spike. But Jerome Powell said, we don't know. We don't know yet. Guys, we'll let you guys know in a month. So now I feel like people are like, should I buy? Should I sell? Right? So that's kind of what we were talking about here. And, that's kind of the tough thing. Now, what I will say, and as you guys already know, I don't want to influence you guys in any sort of way, But the market is starting to fall at this moment. It's only one red day. But this market here, traders, has been honestly insane. I don't want a recession. I don't want the market to fall all the way on down to 400. But I do want just a normal, healthy pullback so I can stop thinking a pullback's going to be coming. I want this market to fall on down towards 430. I want this market to fall on down towards a healthy area. Because honestly, since October, all we've done now is gone straight up. Since October, we've just gone straight up. Take a look at how ridiculous these charts look. Go over towards a weekly chart if you need to, okay? The weekly chart is almost like a baby 2021 when interest rates were at 0, and now we have interest rates all the way at 5.5%, and the market is spiking like if everything's free. It's kind of crazy. We have Meta. Meta, guys, has now gone on a $218 spike in the matter of 4 months. We've had NVDA go on a $300 spike in the matter of 3.5 months. We have Apple sitting all the way up at record highs when we have interest rates at 5.5%. Right? It's like, this is like right now, the market is a little bit, I think, out of touch with reality. I feel like every investor is just like, hey, yeah, we're going to keep raising interest rates. No big deal. Jerome Powell, another 0.25. All good, baby. No worries, all good, baby. Hey, those housing prices still at record highs? Yeah, they're at all good. Don't worry about that. Hey, are we at the highest interest rates we've been at the last 20 years? Yeah, hey, we'll start worrying at 25 years. So we'll start worrying at 25 years. Hey, the Dow has had its biggest winning streak in the last 58 years. If it goes green today, it's its biggest winning streak in 120 years. Yep. Hey, we'll worry about it at 150 years. No big deal. All we do is go straight up. That's all it is, baby. You know what I mean? Guys, it doesn't even matter. Close your eyes and buy whatever you want. The stock market just goes up. Hey, that's all it does. So it's like that's basically all we've seen on this market. Almost every single week. Foink. Market just goes straight on up over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And that's usually where, again, people start getting themselves in trouble. The best example I can give of this, guys, is Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin goes up to 50,000. All right, guys, we just broke 50,000. It goes up to 60,000. Guys, you didn't buy in on it yet? You didn't buy in on Bitcoin? Goes up to, again, record highs, whatever it was, 67,000 or 70,000. Hey, I'll see you guys at 1 million. Right? When people get into the fact where everyone just thinks everything's going to go up forever, that's where everyone usually ends up losing all their money, right? That's usually what happens. Oh, NFTs. Hey, I'm going to buy a picture of a monkey for $100,000. Yep, now this picture of this monkey's $300,000. This picture of this monkey is going to be $1 million. Okay, I just divorced my wife. I just got rid of my marriage. I just bought this picture of this monkey. This monkey's awesome. It's $800,000. Guys, right now you can get a Bored Ape for like 20 grand. Okay? So it's like there were people that bought these monkeys for like $800,000. You can now buy one for like $20,000, which is still kind of ludicrous. Would anyone buy a Bored Ape right now, even for under 100K? Would you spend $60,000 on a picture of a Bored Ape right now? Some people are like, oh, Dek, bargain price on the Bored Apes. Bargain price right now on the Bored Apes. That's the Bored Ape you want right there. Limited edition, baby. Limited edition Bored Ape. How much this one cost me? 1.1 million. You can see it rocking the Dekmar Trades cap. The Sailor. Very, very rare. Very rare Bored Ape. Got a couple other rare ones as well. Beautiful. See this one? Rocking the Tradecaster hat. Tradecaster hat with, again, Dekmar Trades logo. Studded leather jacket. How much is this one? 3.8 million. 3.8 million. No big deal. This one's the cheapest one. Just normal polo. Sunglasses. How much is this one? Cheapest one? 750,000. No big deal. No big deal. RC Trade saying, Deck, can I get a discount on some of those Bored Apes right there? Because I'm a TradeCaster member. Absolutely. Are you interested on the one for 2.3 million or 1.2 million? I'll knock off 25 bucks. 25 bucks. Just send me an email. You guys be all good. I'll post these over in chat. Some people like using them as their Twitter logos and such, which I love. Shout out to Adrian Art for making those. Awesome. Traders, right now, 11:05 in the market. Do want to open up the questions here. If anyone has any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. Happy to help you on out. Russ saying, hey, Deck, on Lightspeed, when you buy a stock, do you buy it on NYSE, LSPT, NSDQ, etc.? I do it on LSPT. So LSPT is on the Lightspeed route. So that's the quickest one. So I use LSPT when I'm doing it. During pre-market and after hours, I use LSPT ARCA. And that'll allow you to trade in pre-market and after hours. Right now, NVDA still watching this one a little bit. Traders, right now I am going to be, right now I am at this time 2 for 5 on the day. I'm 2 for 5 on the day. That's like, again, like, you know, every now and then it happens. It happens, you know, going these type of moves, right? Where you just feel like, hey, every time I jump in, it's just not happening. Right? So I've lost 3 trades with an average loss right now of about $500, which is fine. Because when you think about that, my average win right now is about $1,200. So it's like, if I'm winning, all I got to do is get one good win, one good winning day, and I'm going to be able to make everything back at once. It just comes on down to the pure fact, I don't want to take another loss and another loss and another loss and another loss. And next thing you know, I am down, you know, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. So I really try to go after it the best I could on a lot of these opportunities. But, you know, a lot of it is just hitting my stop loss. But a lot of people are like, well, Deck, that's why you can't set close stop losses. But it's like, no, if I didn't set close stop losses, I could be down 4,000 today, right? That's where you got to be able to put yourself in a better positions. Deck, what do you think about Baba? Baba, solid. You know, it's starting to get a little bit of an uptrend right here over on BABA. BABA at this moment, starting to get a little bit of an uptrend. You know what I do want to check out though real quickly, just because we're on that topic. I saw a couple of you guys saying Bitcoin price is starting to drop. It's still kind of right around the same area. You know, what is that, 29,000? Yeah, so Bitcoin, I mean, it's definitely getting a little bit of a drop. It's only down 0.12% today. So that is getting a little bit weaker and weaker and weaker. But year to date, Bitcoin's still up 76%. Pretty wild to think about. Bitcoin lowest it was 16,000. Where did I want to get in? I would have honestly bought a Bitcoin if we started falling, you know, like 14, 13, 12,000. If I started seeing somewhere around there, I probably would have pulled the trigger on it. Just because it would have been so cheap. Deck, do you like any cryptocurrency? There's a couple little cryptocurrencies I like. You know, I'm going to say I do like the cryptocurrency. And again, I'm not a huge crypto guy, so please do not just go ahead and just start buying whatever I say. I'm going to say that's a really bad idea. So please use your discretion. I do like Monero. Monero is a crypto that I do follow every now and then. Now, why do I like Monero? Just a little heads on up because I want to give you my reasoning. So Bitcoin blew up for one main reason and one main reason only. Well, I mean, there's probably a couple different reasons you could say. But Bitcoin used to be used on the dark web back in the early 2000s or the early 2010s, right? The early teens of the 2000s, right? That's when everyone would go on the dark web and you would, you know, buy your whatever you wanted to buy, use your imagination, and people didn't want to be traced. People didn't want to be tracked. So what they would do is they would fund a Bitcoin account. They would buy things off the dark web, if that was goods or illegal items or whatever. You guys can use your imagination, and then they would get that sent to them and they would send the person Bitcoin instead. The reason why Bitcoin got so popular was because everyone on the dark web used Bitcoin. And that's where it really started on up. As I, again, told you guys the story before, my one friend, who unfortunately, again, he's no longer with us, he actually told me about Bitcoin when it was at 25 cents. He told me about, I was back in high school. So this was back in 2010, 2011. It was underneath $1 at the time. And he used to he was just like a guy who would always love going on the dark web for fun. Like he just enjoyed it. And he was like, Sean, go look at Bitcoin, go look at Bitcoin, go look at Bitcoin. He's like, that's what everyone uses over there. I had no idea what it was. It was underneath $1 at the time. And he told me this, 14 years ago. And that's like why Bitcoin got so big to begin with. Well, if you guys ever go on the dark web now, I probably know 99% of you guys probably don't go on the dark web. But if you guys ever do go on the dark web, what they trade with now is Monero. Monero is the only, or one of the only, actual cryptocurrencies that are non-traceable still. So it's complete secrecy. It's complete privacy. So when I think about what made Bitcoin blow up, it was used on the dark web because it's completely private and non-traceable. Well, Bitcoin is now traceable. Ethereum is now traceable. So what do people use on the dark web now? Now people fund Monero accounts and they buy their illegal activities or their goods or whatever, and they just fund each other with Monero. So if we had Bitcoin blow up because of that, well, Monero could easily do that because of that as well, right? Put two and two together. So that is one of them that I do like, and I definitely I keep my eyes peeled on it, and I watch that to see if that could ever make anything go on some sort of big spike or go on some sort of big rip. One that has gotten more popular recently, which was a little bit of like a pumpy dumpy type of move, but it still, I think, has like good reasoning, but it is only $1 at this time. Another, popular cryptocurrency is Render. This is a very popular one. You can see it did get that big spike back in 2021, but it has just been slowly moving up at this moment. Now, why is it slowly moving on up? Well, Render essentially is with all this AI going on, right? With all this AI and all this technology, you need these strong renderings to kind of make this AI happen, and these images, and depending on what it is, if that's games or digital, or you need these strong rendering. So you can look into it a little bit more, but it essentially has to do with AI, and basically people are like lending their rendering power and be able to get a product or be able to get a profit for it. So it's like, hey, I have this AI product. Okay, hey, I don't have enough power to basically render it. Okay, you guys can use this, but you guys have to pay me this. And it's basically like a partnership. Now, what got this really exciting is like the Render CEO. There's pictures of him with Elon Musk. There's pictures of him with like, all these huge, Mark Zuckerberg and, Jeff Bezos and all these guys. So it's like, oh, he's in this circle. He's in this connection. So that's why it's going to be big. But a lot of people bought Render when the AI hype was kind of going on. Still could, again, keep turning into something big, but Render is something that a lot of traders like to look at. Another play that a lot of people always used to bring up all the time is MVI token, which is the metaverse, right? People always say, oh, how do I invest into the metaverse? How do I invest into, what's going to be the metaverse? I throw on the goggles and I enter into this new world, right? Well, the metaverse, or MVI, is the metaverse index. So I know the metaverse, if you guys don't understand it, is very confusing to begin with, but really there's many different metaverses out there. And basically imagine it as like a video game. There's many different video games out there. There's many different metaverses out there. You guys can put these goggles on and basically enter into this digital world, and there's many different digital worlds out there. So what we have is the Metaverse Index. And what the SPY is, the S&P 500, is an index. It's the top 500 companies. Well, what do you think the Metaverse Index is? Well, the Metaverse Index is actually, I believe, the top, 18 metaverses out there. So instead of trying to pick the best metaverse there is, it takes the top 18 metaverses and says, okay, hey, whatever the top 18 metaverses that are profitable, that's what we put into MVI. So MVI did go on that big spike, of course, back when crypto was going crazy and everything was going absolutely wild. It actually went all the way from $20 all the way up to $350. It's all the way back down to $14. Obviously, the metaverse hype has kind of died on off a lot, but that is something that a lot of traders have focused on and have looked at. So, that those are like three that I just kind of keep my eyes peeled on as time goes by. But, I'm not doing anything at this moment. I'm not in on anything right now. I'm just kind of sitting back and you're just watching Bitcoin and stuff. Like, what do you think XRP will do? I'm not a big XRP guy. I mean, I don't know much about it. That's the thing. I mean, I could love XRP. I know everyone, talks about XRP. I love, I think that's a really cool idea. And it just like beat its court case. My one friend just lives and breathes XRP. So he knows all about it. I personally don't want to say things when I really don't know. All I kind of know, correct me if I'm wrong, XRP It's a cryptocurrency coin, was halted for like 3 years as it was under investigation from the SEC, but it basically beat the SEC, and now like the United States government may use XRP as their go-to cryptocurrency, so people are buying in on it. Something like that. Please correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys have more information, please feel free to drop it. So let's see here. Alpha, are you saying that a lot of criminals were holding BTC? Probably. You guys ever see that picture? You know, back in the day, it's like back in like 2011, where it was like a video game contest, and it was like, comes in third place, will you get 100 Bitcoin? And it was like, at that time, 100 Bitcoin were only like $10, but really, if you think about it now, it's like 30 million, right? So there's a lot of like funny pictures back in the day. Let me refresh Webinito for you guys right here. Still watching here. As I stated, guys, tomorrow I will not be here tomorrow. Why is that? Remember, I am heading up to Saratoga, New York, coming up here this afternoon, and I'll be out until Monday morning. So Monday morning I will be here. We'll be all set, ready to rock and roll, and ready to get after it. So Monday's going to be a really fun day, and that's going to be a lot of fun. As always, as you guys know, of course, you got all of our live streamers over on tradecaster.com, just absolutely crushing it, making some money, and you'll have everyone live there as well. So let's just, at this moment, team, let's see what we have. Let's see what, see if we got any sort of nice climbers here where we can have 100% certainty. That's what I want out of this. I want 100% certainty at this moment. Right now, BABA. Want to take a look here. Slow and steady uptrend over on BABA. Keeping our eyes peeled. Dek, you're going to go to the Saratoga racetrack? Yeah, that's what my brother wants to do. So I'll be there this weekend. Betting on horses that I have no idea about. Never bet on a horse. Never watched a horse. Never petted a horse. Never rode a horse. Never fed a carrot to a horse. But I'm going to take out $100. I'm going to bet on a horse. Dek, you're not going to take out any more money? Guys, I don't know what the heck I'm doing when betting on horses, okay? I'm just going to pick the one that I think it looks the beefiest. The one that's built for speed. I want one that looks like, muscular, aerodynamic. The one with the skinniest head. That's the one I'm going with. The one with the skinniest head and the pointiest ears. The one that can slice through air. All right? I'm going to turn this $100 into $20,000. That's the goal this weekend. But yes, I have zero idea what I'm doing. AMD starting to come back on down here slightly. Still seeing what we have, guys. Going to give this one about 10 more minutes or so. See if I can find like a clear-cut play for us. Go from there. Find a nice little clear-cut play. Look for that, main moneymaker for us and see what we can have. See where we're at here. Claire, yeah. Throw it back on, Claire. Get a little quiet. What are you guys thinking today? That's what I want to ask. Chat room, YouTube, what do you guys think at this moment? Here are your options. Should we keep trading? Should we sit on our hands? Should we look for a long-term investment? Like, what do you guys think right now? Who here is trading still? Who here is saying, Dek, I'm trading, I'm in, I'm having a blast? Who here is saying, Dek, you know what? I'm sitting on my hands. I'd rather wait for something a little bit more comfortable. I want to, rather study up right now. So I'm trying to figure out where we're at this moment. I'm kind of just waiting for that one good opportunity for that kind of go-to play. So far, the SPY is on a very nice downtrend. SPY is on a very nice downtrend. Still getting a little bit of a fade here. We got SPY, still a nice little drop. Meta coming on down slightly. You might say, Deck, a lot of people always ask this question as well. People always say, hey, Deck, why is Meta having any sort of drop? It just came out with good earnings. Does anyone wonder that? People ask me this a lot. And I mean, I get why you're asking. It's saying, why is Meta dropping? It just came out with good earnings. Well, the reason why it's dropping is because it had a $30 gap up. If you're saying, oh, Deck, why is Meta dropping? Well, let me ask you a question. What would you do if you held Meta from last night from 298 and it spiked all the way up to 330? What would you do? I would probably take my profits. Yeah, and for someone else to take their profits, and someone else takes their profits, and someone else takes their profits. So the thing is, Meta's not dropping because it has bad earnings. It's dropping because it spiked $30, and it's probably going to have room to fall back on down now. So that's what's going on with this play. Daddy, when can we go after the SPY puts for a big reversal? So this is the thing, guys. Let's talk about this. A lot of people, I've already kind of went over this and talked about how the SPY is obviously overextended, but it's hard and it's going to be difficult, and there's going to be a little ounce of luck to be able to know exactly when this high is going to be. Is the high on the SPY today? Was the high today on the SPY 459? Deck, I'm doing a put contract for a long-term, not long-term, maybe again the next month straight, expiration on the put side. We just had the Fed's meeting. We just had all these hot earnings. We just ran up next to 460 resistance. I think we have red candle today, red candle tomorrow, and we start seeing some big dropping coming up in the future here. Deck, I want to do a put contract at 458, 459 with a stop loss at 460, and I'm going to hold this tight as long as it doesn't go above 460. I think that's the most beautiful plan you can have. I think if you are a person that honestly thinks that the stock market is going to turn, and you're saying to yourself right now, I know the market's overextended. We've talked about how the market's moving like it's no one's business. It just keeps going up, 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 up. Deck, after the Fed's meeting is now over and all the interest rates here are happening and we are seeing earnings, come on out. Deck, I think I'm just going to pull the trigger, get in on a put contract, have a month expiration date, and I'm going to get out if it gets above 460. Hey, when in doubt, I lose $500, but if I'm correct, I win $5,000. I mean, I could never argue with that. I could never argue with that. I think that's an amazing possibility, but the issue is, guess what happens? It goes up to 460. Hold on. I'm going to wait right here a second. It goes up to 461, 462. Hold on. Let's just see if it falls back down to 460, 467. Oh, man, I'm losing my entire account. You can look for perfect entries. Get after it. Have confidence to pull the trigger. But at the same time, guys, be willing to get out of it if it does not work, right? That's what you guys have to think. But I think it's a perfect entry today. Next there, trading. Just heard Deck say daddy. My ears perked up. Yeah, sometimes you guys have some unique usernames that whenever I say your name, people are like, what? What did you just say, Deck? What'd you just say, Deck? Me llamo Enrique Hernandez Gonzalez. ¿Dónde estás? A la biblioteca. That's my next dog. That's his name coming on up. It's going to be extremely long. Or my son. Maybe I'm going to name my son that. Going to get him hitting some dingers, guys. You know what I'm talking about? Getting that kid pitching 100 miles per hour probably by the 8th grade. If your name is Enrique Hernandez Gonzalez, ¿Dónde estás? A la biblioteca? You are playing varsity at the age of 12. You're starting varsity. I want to have D1 offers, okay, to the University of Santa Barbara by the age of 8. Kids throwing gas, all right? Kid is throwing nothing but gas. AK? AK, I don't know what you're saying, buddy. You don't know where the video library is? Video library? Just gotta click lobbies, videos. Lobbies, videos. Videos. Boink. And then you're all set right here. So just click the videos button. Right on the top. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Oh, I got you. You're talking about my Spanish. I gotcha. I was a little lost there for a second. I don't even know what I'm saying half the time. Okay, I don't even know what I'm saying half the time when I'm speaking this language. It just comes to me. Okay? Just comes to me. I do think I probably could be pretty solid at it. You know why? Because I can roll the tongue with ease. A lot of I don't know how to say this the political way or the non-political way. A lot of white people can't roll the tongue the right way. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us we have some sort of tongue error, I feel like. There's some sort of tongue error coming on. That's why we sound so silly when speaking a different language. But I got it. I got the extra gene. Okay? I got it. SPY. Still watching here. CUTR. Oh, guys, take a look here. CUTR. Let's go ahead and take a look over on CUTR here for a second. Does this have enough volume? Let's see. CUTR. Little low on volume. Little low on volume. AMD right now. Start AMD. AMD's just getting this pop, drop, pop, drop, pop, drop. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we all know what's coming. I think we all know what's coming here. It's time for me again to wrap this thing on up. So traders, I am going to be wrapping this on up here. I got to be transparent, go. I have to be transparent. I took a loss today. People always ask me this. I always get this on social media. People say, Dek, why don't you post your losses? Right? Why don't you post your losses? Why don't you post your losses? You know why I don't post my losses? Because I don't really lose that often. Okay? It's a very simple answer. Hey, Dek, why don't you post your losses? Every day I just see you posting green, 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 green. Yeah, because most days we're in the green. But today I will post this loss as I always do. I am down $1,500. Part of trading, it's going to happen. I'm happy, again, I kept it as tight and as small as possible. And what I am happy about is that we still have a nice $12,500 profit for June. So is June going to be my biggest month ever? The answer is no. Now, is $12,500 still a solid month? Absolutely. Let's kind of play my favorite game. Whenever I'm kind of feeling a little down about myself, I always, again, play the calculator game to kind of cheer me up. If I make $12,500 a month, let's see how much I would make a year. Times 12, 150 grand a year. So, I mean, that's not too bad whatsoever, right? So $150,000 a year if I, again, just keep doing consistently what I'm doing. So that's not too shabby. Last month we made $32,000, right? So again, $32,000 times that by 12, right? We make $384,000 a year. What, you know, and I know a lot of people are like, Dan, I don't make anything near $12,000 a year or $12,000 a month. Think about it like this. Guys, make $197 a day. If you make $197 a day, there is 251 days in the stock market. You're making $50,000 a year. So imagine if this isn't even your full-time job. Imagine you wake up, you trade for 20 minutes. How many people here have made over $190? I think every single person that is not just brand new has probably made over $190, but you don't lock it in because you say to yourself, ooh, I want to make 500. Ooh, I want to make 1,000. Ooh, I want to make this. If you average $197 a day, you are making as much as the average American. And you could do this in 20 minutes every single day. So imagine if you have your normal job and you just go ahead and trade 20 minutes in the morning. Hey, guys, 20 minutes of trading, $190, boom. $210, boom. Hey, I lost $50 today. No big deal. $300 the next day, boom. $50,000 at the end of the year. How awesome is that? So definitely want to make sure that you guys are all set, ready to go, understanding that, ready to rock and roll. So, am I going to be jumping back on the mic this afternoon? You betcha, guys, but I'm probably just going to be doing a nice recap, talking about what's coming up in this market. Hopefully, we see a little bit more action. We see a little bit more hype. As you guys know, I will not be here tomorrow. I will be out. I will be in Saratoga and up in New York. If anyone lives up there, hey, shout out, hit me on up. But I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I will be jumping back on the mic probably right around 2:30, and we'll be all set, ready to rock and roll. All right. Next era trading, 3 for 3, made $3,000. Woo! Let's do it. Guys, shout out to everyone who's made some absolutely awesome gains today. That is what I absolutely love and absolutely fired up to be able to hear that. Congratulations. Let's get ready to wrap this thing on up. Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, absolutely awesome working with the squad. Absolutely awesome working with this team. Another awesome day. I don't say it's an awesome day based off wins and losses. I say it's an awesome day based off what we accomplished here. And even though today I'm in the red, I think we accomplished a lot. Talked about entries, talked about exits, talked about crypto, talked about the Federal Reserve, talked about the stock market, talked about the futures, talked about really everything I think you guys need at this current moment. Traders, let's get ready to rock and roll. Let's get ready to go. Let's get ready to have some fun. Help me wrap this one on up here, traders. Thank you for everyone who joined us over on YouTube. Sign up to a free 7-day pass on Tradecaster.com. And let's do it, traders, in 3, 2, 1. Ah-hoo! Shout out to you. Awesome job. Awesome work. And I will see you guys this afternoon or on Monday morning. Thank you so much, team.
Welcome to the circus, let the leaders lead. Preachers preach, welcome to the circus. Close the curtains on them.
Nothing that if I tell everyone how I made this money, that it's going to affect me in any sort of way.
AMD, if we get a quick little pop above $12, I'm thinking about maybe a quick little short over on AMD. Finger on the trigger to lock in profits when it starts moving back on up. Here we go. Nice job. Let's take it. $979 in profit. Look at this spike, baby. Taking some gains right off the top right here. 124,000.
You just gotta know what you're doing.
200
Every single person can be successful.
dollars in profit.
There's no reason for you not to become a full-time
Now
trader.
we're currently up $2,100. Let's just keep it going even more. I want every single person. Now we're up $2,500. Now we're going up to $117.40.
It's not like it's a competition. It's if I tell you how I was able to do this, go out, make that money, make a killer, and let's all absolutely crush it together.
Let's go, baby. Let's see this thing keep unfolding even farther here. We're up $1,100 within the first 5 minutes of the day. I'm feeling absolutely fantastic.
Tell me where the freaks at.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places. I want you to stay, but I tell you to go. I know that I need you, but you'll never know. It may be too obvious, but can't you see? You take me to places I don't wanna leave. Oh, when it hits me in slow motion, then it's right where I belong. It runs deeper than an ocean, and we've only just begun. When I'm underneath the surface, will you ever let me go? This could be painless, stronger, deeper than. just wanna lay down and feel your body close to mine. All I wanna hear you say is that we're never gonna leave this place. But if we ever fade away, I hope you know I'm feeling so high when we're together. Yeah, let's make it last forever. We'll stay young, stay young. We are the perfect lovers. Don't care about the others. I wanna stay young, stay young with you. I wanna stay Hey now, we are young and wild and free. I just wanna shake hands. All the love inside of me, underneath the golden sky. We sit and watch the evening tide. I see the fire in your eyes, and I gotta say, I'm feeling so high when we're together. Yeah, let's make it last forever. We'll stay young, stay young. We are the perfect lovers. Don't care about the others. I wanna stay young, stay young with you. I wanna stay I'm feeling so high when we're together. Yeah, let's make it last forever. I wanna stay young, stay young with you.
Once upon a younger year, when all our shadows disappeared, the animals inside came out to play. Went face to face with all our fears, learned our lessons through the tears, made memories we knew would never fade. One day my father, he told me, son, don't let it slip away. He took me in his arms, I heard him say, when you get older, your wild heart will live for younger days. Think of me if ever you're afraid. He said one day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that never die. My father told me. Start pouring down, light a fire they can't put out, carve your name into those shining stars. He said go venture far beyond the shores, don't forsake this life of yours, I'll guide you home no matter where you are. One day my father, he told me, son, don't let it slip away. When I was just a kid I heard him say, when you get older your wild heart will live for younger days. Think of me if ever you're afraid. He said one day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that never die. My father told me. These are the nights that never die. My father told me.
sun. We all shine, we all chrome, and we all shimmering. Turn on, turn on. Play it loud, we don't care. And dance like there's nobody there. Light up the night, yeah, light it up every night. 'Cause we are shimmering. Turn on, turn on. We are stars, we are one. We light up the night like a black sun. We all shine, we are chrome, and we are shimmering. Come on, y'all. We are stars, we are one. We light up the night like a black sun. We all shine, we are chrome, and we are shimmering. Turn on, turn on. We kiss and we don't tell. Spin like a carousel. Don't let it go to hell. This is our favorite song. Lights on everybody. We party legendary. High on sound and fury. Turn on now. Calling all stars, come on. 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 We are stars, we are one. Calling all stars, calling all stars, come on. We all shine, we are chrome, and we are shimmering. Turn on, turn on. Calling all stars, come on.
You tasted the pain of losing someone who can change. Don't even look back at these wasted moments, cause your heart too ain't what it used to be. She's not to blame, you should retreat. We watch it fall as you could see. Stop the game. You tasted the pain of losing someone who can change. Don't even look back at these wasted moments, cause your heart too ain't what it used to be. She's not to blame, you should retreat. We watch it fall as you could see. Start the game. You can stay for years, crying all your tears. Move you freaking eyes, forget about the past. You're not out of mind. Now this world.